Hello everyone, welcome. I'm RxOliver, these are my friends, and tonight we're playing the One Ring. This is the Looming Threat, Session 3. I'm here tonight with Max, Marshall, Therator, and our wonderful games master, Mr. Brian. Brian, you may take it away, sir.
Alright. So it is the morning of Heaven's Day, the 23rd of Reeth in the 2965th year of the Third Age. Our company has come to the dark hill that Rupert Rushlight described to them back in the warm light of the pony. A memory that is quickly dashed by the gray morning that bears a chill that is sapping to cheer and hope. Atop the crowned hill, as clouds seem to gather by some dark will, swathing the area in unnatural darkness, our company found themselves facing a troop of vile orcs, accompanied by a single wild wolf. They bested their foes, but the battle was hard fought, and even now, as the clouds seem to part, a single spear of sunlight finds Oralon, his still form serene, awash with a glow common to that of his folk. As more of the crest in this blasted hillock becomes drenched in the warming light of the sun, weak though it may be filtering through gray clouds, our company must decide what to do next with one of their own wounded. So, you are still atop the crowned hill.
Who's our healer? I know we have one.
I
Judah.
am.
And indeed, as described, Oralon is lying still on the ground, a pool of blood gathering around his right hand.
So, I go up, walk,
right hand, yeah.
I walk over to him, kick him in the leg. Get up, elf! No time for resting.
No response.
Erithil is at his side with his satchel of, bandages and everything else, and just.
I think this one might be quite seriously hurt, Arthur.
So, Erithil, you quickly discover that the ring finger on his right hand seems to have been severed completely.
Ooh.
Perhaps when he was parrying a blow from the various vile goblins that he had defended himself against. And the finger is nowhere to be seen. Perhaps if you look around for it, but it's not like you can reattach anything like that.
Yeah.
No, not hardly.
But yeah, if you would like to make a healing test, because currently, rules-wise, Oralon is dying.
Right. And I do have the herbs and dressings as my object.
Can I help
can
him with
also,
wisdom?
keep in mind you have to spend hope to do so, but you may.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
If it's
I
to help
will
him out, yeah, I will.
spend a hope point.
And yes, you, Erithil, can spend a hope point as well.
Yep. I spent a with that.
All you need to do is spend the hope, Max. He'll take care of it
Yeah, I
on
know.
his roll to indicate that
As I did
being
the-
helped.
I did it.
There we go. Spent. I get a single bonus, right? Or do I get two?
Well, so let me open your healing test. So
I think
you're
that's a
gonna
magical success
select
possibility.
that you spent a hope point, but then
Mhm.
you're also going to select support from a companion.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. There we go. Not fellowship focus, so I'd be inspired. Because I'm using my herbs, is that potential magical success?
No, the herbs just give you a bonus die, so you will
Okay.
add a bonus die for the herbs.
Okay.
And Oralon is your fellowship focus, correct?
Yes, he is.
So that should come into play as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd be inspired. Yeah.
So let's see. Support from companions, a D6. Hope points a d6. And fellowship focus, is that another die or just favored or?
It will add another die, and then you
Okay.
also get a bonus die from using your herbs.
Well, I maxed out at 3, so.
Well, no, hang on. Before you roll.
Oh, okay.
So the clicking on the hope point and the inspired, and then clicking on support from a companion, those will automatically apply as long as those are all lit. You should only have one actual bonus
Oh,
die
okay. Gotcha.
ticked for your
Okay.
item.
Ah, okay. I see. There we go. And make sure I've got everything set up. And roll it.
Luck.
There we go.
Ooh.
Oh,
Not too
There's a
shabby.
Gandalf rune.
that'll do.
Look at
Okay.
that.
So for this sake, I will count the Gandalf rune as an additional success icon.
Mm-hmm.
So you are... Oralon will recover. He's still wounded.
Mm-hmm.
But you are all going to have to wait a little bit for him to come to. But you feel that you've been quite successful in treating him. Oralon, because you went down, it says you have 3 days. That was from your original wound. You technically have 13 days for your wound to heal, because once you go
Okay.
down, it adds 10 to it. But because Erithil rolled the 2 success icons, and then I'm going to give it to you for the Gandalf rune as well. Actually, I'm going to count the Gandalf rune as 2, just for fun.
Okay.
So we're going to subtract 4 from the number of days you will be wounded. So that's down to 9.
Nice.
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 But you can increase your endurance to 1 for now.
Just one for now. Okay. Yep.
And then we will go from there. Now, before we go much further, I feel like, and I was looking at the chat logs and I don't see any indication that we did this, that we forgot to use fellowship points at the end of last session. Keep in mind, fellowship points refresh every session, so there's no reason not to use them. So I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to say that you have 5 fellowship points. You can each recover 1 point of hope. We're just going to spread it out evenly amongst all of you because you all have used some.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So everybody can
Fully.
restore a single point of hope. And I will take care of Egil's.
There we go.
Where's Hope? It's about halfway down, isn't it? It's the big boxy update, isn't it?
Yeah, the big box.
Cool.
Yep.
Up to 8 out of 11, that's not too shabby.
Well, I mean, Erithil, once he gets done, he's got the hand wrapped and all the poultices and everything in place, and just kind of sits back and just. I think he's gonna make it.
I think so.
Sargon nods and pats you on the back. Say, good job, brother.
Thank you.
I will also point out.
I give him another wee kick on the ankle.
Should have-
More gently this time. You're gonna be alright, elf.
Shrug it off.
You'll
You'll be
watch you
alright.
playfully like,
Like,
you stop.
Okay. Also, unfortunately, perhaps, but because your endurance is so low, you're also weary currently when Oralon wakes up. But that's how it goes.
I mean, it was a hell of a fight. So yeah, he
was.
was doing some good stuff.
Yeah, took him there rather than spear.
Actually, I think Erithil took a couple shots himself. His endurance is
had a
down to
breath.
15.
Now, assuming that you're all going to rest and wait for Oralon to come to, that's going to take about an hour, and that is effectively a short rest if you would like to take a short rest as well.
Okay. Do something on our sheet to
for
do
a
that, don't
short-
Probably
Actually,
a good idea
I
for some
think
people,
it is on your sheet now that we say it. Yeah, so there's a short rest button on your sheet. Everybody can click that.
we? Where is it?
Okie dokie.
It's not
Yep.
going to do anything for you, Oralon, or it shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Whereabout is it?
You can still click it, but I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
it's
okay.
gonna do anything for you.
I don't see it.
Now, when you take a short rest, you can also,
found it,
at this
found it.
moment, decide whether or not to use any of your fellowship points from this session.
To
But
regain
again, you
hope.
only have 5
Mhm.
until the end of the session.
And what will that
So,
do if we do that?
Another point of
that'll
hope.
recover hope.
So how many hope do I get back on a short rest? Naturally. Just one?
None.
None. So I...
You only recover hope if you expend fellowship points.
Okay, and I have one. Or we have one each.
Well, everyone has a shared pool of 5, and that's
Yeah.
gone. Once you use that, that's gone
Okay.
until the next session.
Yeah, until the next session.
You're
So-
all above half. I would counsel you not to spend any right now,
Save it.
but that's up to you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. No, I'll save it. I'll
Yeah,
save
we're
it.
in good shape.
I've got no
Then, yeah,
fatigue,
you would just
also.
hit-
I'm good.
Hit recover then on your
Okay.
sheet, and it
Wait.
should automatically
Question, where does my
recover the
shadow
appropriate amount.
recover? And why have I got 3? I thought I only took 1.
No, because it said we
no.
got scared. We got that
Yep.
thing that came up, freaked
Everybody
everybody
took
out.
Oh,
2.
that's right. Everybody took another
Yeah.
2,
Cresting the
yeah.
hill.
And
Yeah.
I just-
Except
took-
Gale with the
and I took the one for Lion,
or
eh?
whatever it is.
Mhm.
Now, as you'll notice when you do the short rest, if you look in the chat window, it didn't work for Oralon because he's wounded. But when you're not wounded, a short rest recovers endurance equal to your might or
Right.
your strength
Oh.
rating.
Okay.
If you're wounded, unfortunately, you get none.
Mhm.
And in order for Oralon to regain health, you're going to have to do a prolonged rest, which is essentially like sleeping overnight. And unfortunately, because you're wounded, that's only going to restore equal to your strength. Whereas everybody else on a prolonged rest, if you're not wounded, your endurance is totally restored. So, wounded does kind of suck. So just
yeah.
be aware of that. If you take
Mm.
another wound, you're going to go down again. But at least for now, after an hour, Oralon comes to at 1 endurance. After you've all kind of been resting and waiting for him, maybe continuing your ministrations or doing something else. And then yes, Oralon is awake.
Yeah, like we'll wake up slowly. I'm like groaning in pain. What
I
happened?
go on.
Look at you. I look at you like,
Mega van.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see an elf open his eyes. Welcome back, lad.
How long have I been? And then I like touch my face with my bandaged hand. I realize what happened.
Oh, not long,
I fall
Oralon.
down in bed.
Not long, Oralon. You fell in battle, but you fought well. You fought well. You were unlucky, and you fell. But appears you've lost a digit, my friend.
Lost a finger.
Have a look at your hand.
I like
Like,
unwrap
right.
it just slightly just to see.
Don't mind
it.
it.
Oh no, leave it.
My
Leave it.
right
Just-
here, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's still an open wound, so you probably don't
Yeah.
want to unwrap it completely.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
another-
definitely tell that
Yeah, I can
it's
definitely
missing.
feel
It's
like-
not just bandaged. Yeah.
I do remember I got hit by one of the spirits.
How far down? All the way down? First knuckle?
Oh.
Second knuckle?
I would probably say like all the way like it hit right here, essentially.
I think it should have been
Okay,
his
so,
middle
like-
finger.
Under your first knuckle.
Yeah.
Or your
Should have been his
well,
middle
he
finger.
said-
That way you could go, don't you feel cheated?
No, he said ring finger, I think. For a reason, right?
Hmm
Now he
Yeah,
can't
like
wear a
the
ring.
symbolic.
Symbolic.
For the theme
I
of
mean you
the
can,
symbolic,
but
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
So yeah, I mean,
Don't ever
you're still
scare me
not
like
feeling
that
great.
again.
Obviously, you're able to get up and move around, but you definitely feel out of it, right?
Yeah,
So what
I
are you
feel-
guys gonna do now?
Let's take a look around up here. You know,
Okay.
what is it about this place? I mean, aside from the sacrificial pit in the center, is there anything else that we can find in the daylight that may give us a clue as to why
Well,
they're
I
here.
will remind you that the final goblin actually tried to flee and had to be shot down.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw him fleeing down kind of the eastern slope
Right.
of the hill,
And-
where if you go over and take a look, there is a path there that
Yeah.
seems to lead somewhere. And as you look in the distance, you can see maybe about an hour away, technically in the
Mhm.
same hex, couple of miles, a indication of some kind of town. There's some smoke coming up, could be
Ooh.
cook
We
fires.
should maybe head that way.
It might be a good idea maybe to head that way, like get a place to rest.
Yeah.
And there are tracks, I'll give you this for free, heading down that slope and up it that are very clearly the same kind of tracks as like the boots that these dead orcs and goblins are wearing. Kind of
Okay.
crude leathers and hide kind of affairs, stitched affairs.
Now, does it appear that the goblin was trying to run toward that settlement, or
That's difficult to say because he didn't get far down the slope.
right?
But he definitely was heading to the east.
Okay. Now maybe we can kind of slowly make our way that way. Put Oralon on a horse, and
I'll
No,
go ahead
start-
and I'll go ahead and just kind of scout it out.
yeah, the pathway ahead a little bit. See if
Yep.
maybe there was a hidey hole he was going to try to dive into or something.
Yeah, I can't do much for
Well,
you,
I know-
friends. I'm sorry for being luggage at the moment.
Well, you're not exactly luggage. You can walk, but
Yeah,
you're not.
yeah,
feet.
I can
I've
walk.
had,
So
you know,
yeah, I would imagine those of you that have mounts would have left those at the bottom of the hill.
Mhm.
Returning to the bottom of the hill, grabbing your mounts, and then kind of going around to the eastern side of the hill is a
Right.
matter of minutes. But yeah, you can very easily head over towards that what appears to be a settlement, or you could do whatever else you'd like to do.
I say probably go to settlement. That might be a good idea of a good place to rest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a very good idea.
And plus,
Okay.
if we can follow the trail, maybe there might be like an orc cave or something, or like at least a little place that might hold up somewhere.
Right, right.
Definitely, I think we should go after
If you
them.
would like to, okay. If you would like to keep an eye on the tracks as you head towards the settlement, I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
to need someone to make a hunting or scan. I would allow.
I think
I'd like one person to
I-
do it. Someone
I
else
can
could
make a
help if they
hunting.
wanted to spend the hope.
not travel, no.
I'm very good. At
No, it
scan.
wouldn't be
I'm
trackable.
very good at-
Not,
I've got
not
a
for tracking.
I've got a 3 in scan, but it's not favoured.
Yeah.
Mine's,
I've got a 3
mine's,
favored in hunting.
Mine's a 2 favored, and I have that little green on it. So
I mean, if you want to go by the numbers, it sounds like Erithil, but you guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah, Arafil's the best for it, I think.
So can Sargon assist, or is this just on
Well,
me?
it costs hope. Keep in mind, assisting always costs hope.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm
That's
just
up
gonna
to
keep a
Sargon.
lookout. I'll let you track
Okay.
around. I'm just gonna keep an eye out on the way we're going through.
All right,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and roll then. And here we go.
Ooh, a couple of 3
That's
6s in
good.
that.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, look
She
at
didn't
that.
need my help.
That is a nice roll.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
so let's head to the background of the North Downs. Give us something nice to look at. So as you're
Ooh.
traveling through the North Downs, there is a bit of a path here. The path is overgrown. It seems, you would say, were it not for the tracks of the orcs and goblins, you would say that it is ill-used. But the only tracks that you can make out, even with such a prodigious roll, are orcs and goblins tracks. And
Okay.
they do kind of continue all the way to the settlement. As you near the settlement, won't request a roll for this. As you near the settlement, you quickly determine that the smoke is not smoke from chimneys, but from fires.
No, they've burnt a village, didn't.
And you can see a walled village. Anybody who would like to can make a lore test.
A lore
Is
test?
it a village I'd be
okey-dokey.
familiar with, being a ranger in the
I
area
will
here?
give you a bonus die.
Okay.
I've got a 1 or
the
more. I'm
okay.
going to roll it anyway. Might
got a
as
2 more.
well. I've got 1.
Alright,
You never know.
rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, got a Gandalf
Oh, there you
rune.
go.
Wow,
Oh, Lord.
Oh, there you go.
automatic success.
I got success. I think. Did I?
Yeah, but I think we're all good so
yeah.
far. Yeah, we're all good. All success. Oh no, 1 fail.
Don't.
Strangely, only Aerithil,
The ranger.
the ranger, who ranges in this area.
He was sick. He
He
was
might
sick.
have
He
missed
was,
this area. He might have not been.
it
in
was
this
off.
area.
It was off sick
what
that
what
day.
was the bonus I got? What was the bonus I was supposed to get?
Just a single bonus die.
Oh, single. I didn't roll that die. That's where I got goofed up.
Would
I don't
that
know
be
if it would
enough?
make a difference.
It might be.
Difficulty 17.
Just roll.
Yeah, and you need a 4 or more on a
how do you do
d6.
that? Do you do it with our?
It's just a d6 and you need 4 or more, isn't it?
Is that how you do it? Yeah, just roll a d6.
Okay.
4 or more, you've hit. I think. If I've
What? Hey, if he
mastered
gets a
this
6,
system.
that's an extra success. I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
which is more damage,
Come
isn't
on,
it?
there
There
we
you
I got
go.
5.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
look at that.
Get that
Yeah,
round,
so
Jay.
we'll add that in. So yeah, all of you are able to determine. I'm going to say various things about this. So, the village may be one a couple of you have heard of. I'll let you determine. The village is named Cran, like cranberry, but it's spelled C-R-A with an accent over it, N-N.
Okay.
And you, because this is a bit of a hilly region, will say that you can find a bit of a rise and look down upon the village and kind of get a view. You also, between the 4 of you, recognize that this is a settlement of one of the Rudaur, the Hillmen, right? So the people that in the past have been associated
Allied with the goblins, huh?
Angmar. Well, allied is a strong word.
Acquaintance.
Maybe dealt with out of necessity would be more accurate, because these are people.
Mm-hmm.
They are not instantly evil.
No.
And it has been
It's
some
in-
time since Angmar fell.
Yeah.
So, but at any rate, looking down upon the village, you can see that almost all of the individual wattle and stone and straw roofed huts have been burned.
Oh.
Many of them are still smoldering. There only appears to be a couple that haven't fallen in on themselves completely, but there's still signs of damage. Strangely, the central hall is standing
Oh.
and appears not to have been burned. But the gates appear to have been stove in, and from where you were on the path, it makes it seem like the orc and goblin tracks head directly to the village.
To
Yeah,
and
look,
from
you
the
see any
village?
bodies?
Are the tracks going both ways, in and out of it?
Well, I mean, you'd have to approach the village to be sure. You're still, because again, you're kind
We're
of
looking
on a
down
rise
on it.
some distance
I
away.
think we're going to approach the
Yeah.
village,
Yeah.
eh, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
I look at
So I
the
will
other-
say that even from this distance, because you have a few elves in the party, there do not appear to be any bodies in the open
Okay.
anywhere that you
Okay.
can see.
I wonder if they're
Should-
all in the big
should
hut.
we maybe say there's Should we maybe look around the walls and see if there's maybe a way we can go in from there instead of through the front gate?
Well,
I
even
don't-
from your vantage point, you can see that there are some places where the wall could be easily breached.
We don't see anyone
because
going
of a
around.
Big
There's
enough opening.
There's no
or-
goblins running about, is there?
There's no indication
No, I think
of that.
I think they're
They
gone,
wouldn't be
Sargon.
out
I
during
don't.
the day anyway.
Yeah, I think they're gone. I don't think we have to worry about them right now.
And you've only been traveling for a couple of hours following these tracks, so it is still
Mhm.
daytime.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's actually handy because I have been describing it as cloudy, and sure enough, that's the weather. Cloudy skies.
Like this guy's
13
Again,
C, 55 degrees,
Okay.
a little bit of a chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no indication of bodies in the open that you can see. You don't see any orcs
Okay.
and goblins. There doesn't appear to be any emplacements outside of the walls. The wall looks sturdy in most places, but you can spot a couple of openings that maybe if you don't want to go through the main gate, you could.
Why don't we get close? That way I can see the tracks if they're going in and out or if they just went in, and that'll tell us if they're here or not. Tell how
Yeah.
fresh they are.
Okay.
You never know. They could all be asleep in the middle of the big one, eh?
Yeah,
Right,
that wouldn't
right,
surprise
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
fact,
the guy
feels
says that
too-
unfortunately, it's like, oh, gets a burn.
it's a shame we don't
So
know
I'm going
that.
to continue
We
with the
could've just-
amazing success you had earlier on your tracking
okay.
roll, and just say that as you, assumingly, whether you're on it or off to the side, being careful, it's your call, as you follow the path towards Cran, it becomes very noticeable as you get close that the tracks appear to enter the village and then come back out. But because of your amazing tracking roll, you also can tell that the tracks have multiplied upon exiting.
Hmm.
Human
Taken
tracks.
prisoners. Are they human? Booted.
They are booted. Yeah.
Aye, they've taken prisoners.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Bastards.
Filthy
greenskin bastards!
Let's
Raging.
get in there and see if we can find anything, but let's not tarry if we don't have to.
Aye, let's go.
Okay.
Agreeable.
I agree.
So, emerging from the woods, we're still in the starter set. So I've got fun little bits to read.
Yay.
You first catch sight of what appears to be an unusual thicket, its dense growth seeming unnatural. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that it's actually a palisade made of tightly packed tree trunks, their branches largely, but not completely, hacked off. There's no immediately visible opening in the fence, barring a few, as I said, as you overlooked it from above. The silence is striking. No barking dogs, no bleating sheep, and only smoke rising, but not from chimneys, to greet you.
Hmm.
So yeah, as you move in, assumingly through the front gate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, the tracks kind of head down the main area, and then they kind of scatter, right? And there's tracks all over the place. The ground between the huts is not quite as tamped down as what the main square would have been, where people spend a lot of time moving around. But it's not like there's. This place was lived in, right? It's not like there's tall grasses. This isn't a ruin. This is damage that have been done recently.
I mean, it's still smoking,
And
so...
the doors. Yeah, the doors to what you would rightfully assume to be the communal hall stand open.
Okay. Now,
The
Aramil will have
The
Aramil
largest
out.
structure. One moment. The largest structure of the village is a circular building spanning a dozen paces across and standing half as tall. It likely served as the main gathering place for the people of Cran. Thatched roof is supported by large carved wooden beams, surfaces adorned, at least from what you can see outside from the framing, with symbols from times long past. The hall's door, not only standing open, lies shattered, and from what you can see in the shadows within, there appears to be sparse furniture that has been demolished, thrown about. Signs of violent skirmish.
Okay.
No bodies.
No.
So we check
Not
the
yet.
main building first.
Yeah, think so.
Yeah.
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 I'll be very
See if they
ambush.
left any
I don't like.
clues. Now the Enor is out. He's got it in hand.
Have your swords ready, boys.
Okay.
I smell orcs.
So
sure that's not you?
Egil stands outside the main gate with the mounts as the four of you, possibly with, I don't know, Oralon, are you still up in the forefront, or are you kind of walking behind them?
I'm being a little bit various. I'm at the back, a little bit wounded still, not on my
Okay,
top shapes.
okay.
I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Drawing a bow might be a little hard.
Yeah, so
Well-
I can only use my one.
Nah, you can draw.
You'll probably learn
You
how
can pull
to.
the string with a different finger. You'll learn that
Right.
quick enough.
Actually, you might
You-
learn how to do it with your. Well, no, your ring finger is gone,
You-
so
you
you can
only
still
need-
use
yeah, my
those
ring
two.
finger.
And the
You
No,
don't.
these
You
days,
don't. You don't
need
use your
the-
ring finger anyway. You use these two.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. It is true, but it's like my hand is full bandaged.
Yeah.
We'll put
Well,
it this
you
way:
can always-
you're
You
never
can always
you're
press
never
the
gonna
bow
knock
here and
you're never gonna knock 3 arrows again and fire them all at once.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, pull
I'm
the
not
trick
gonna
shot.
do
Two
I'm not
max
gonna do
now.
a trick shot. That's what's certain.
2 max on the trick shot.
All right, so assuming you're heading into the hall, it is dark in there.
Yeah, he's
Should we light a light? Should we light a torch?
yeah, he's gonna light a torch.
Okay.
That's
Again,
good.
Sword in one
just,
hand,
you know.
torch in the other.
That only becomes important if you have to continue to hold the torch while you're fighting. right?
Yeah.
But right now,
Right.
you've got the torch up. Yeah, everything inside looks like there was just a violent battle in here. There are chunks missing from the central kind of wooden supports that look like blades striking it and hacking out chunks. They still seem sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the only thing that isn't really demolished inside is the large stone fireplace / hearth that is kind of central to the structure. You're assumingly because of smoke holes in the top of the conical straw roof.
Right.
And the top of the structure is quite high. It doesn't look like there's a second floor necessarily, but there are rafters, and your torch doesn't quite illuminate everything up there. But from what you can see down here, there is no sign of anyone.
By your description, I reckon it's about 6
but if-
meters tall. 2 stories, 2.5 stories.
That's probably about accurate. Yeah, at least at its highest point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you guys want to look around, I will allow explore checks. I will allow.
I do wanna look
scan,
around.
I will allow
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah, I will look for some of my surroundings.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Sounds
roll
cool.
on scan then, Brian.
Okay.
I'm not going to
I'm
spend
already
any
looking for it.
hope to do anything special with it.
You said explore.
Oh, that came right off the
Explore? Yeah, that's
Gandalf. Fuck. Hey, someone's got a good roll.
Nice.
Oh, yes, come on.
Oh, look at that. Ooh, 2 of them, I think. Oh, boy.
So,
Yeah.
Sargon. Well, I don't be mean either. Derek and Oralon, you're searching around, but maybe something else is on your mind. Maybe you're thinking about the orcs and goblins, or
Maybe
your
your finger
injury,
hurts.
perhaps.
Yeah, he's still
You don't
wounded.
really see anything that stands out. I mean, obviously you're aware of what happened here. You see the signs of battle, but nothing stands out to you as useful additional information.
Yeah, okay.
Sargon,
Mhm.
you notice that there is kind of off to one side, not a corner necessarily, because this is just a large open chamber. A lot of people, I think, don't really know that a lot of settlements in in Tolkien's lore are much more like early Viking settlements than they are like what we would think of medieval
Yeah.
European settlements. But it's just a large chamber, right? But off to one side, you see what may have been some sleeping pallets that have been kind of kicked about in the scuffle. You also see some barrels and crates that appear to have been pried open. And upon searching them, you're fairly certain they contain supplies of some kind. Maybe some salted meats. In fact, one of the barrels is just full of salt. But if you take a moment to kind of dig around in it, you find nothing. So salted meats or, like I said, maybe some dried fruits, other kind of provender, right? Nothing. It all appears to have been taken. So make of that what you will.
Right.
Erithil,
Mm-hmm.
while you're looking around, you actually hear something above you.
Really?
And it sounds like somebody whispering and somebody quickly telling them to stop. I mean, you can't make out the words, but you definitely hear the sibilant tones of someone whispering.
And he'll,
Someone's
kind of hold his torch up and see if he can illuminate.
And, in holding your torch up and looking directly up, you do very quickly see a pale face. You're certain of a young boy that quickly ducks out of sight behind one of the massive rafters.
And he's just, it's safe.
Is that all you're going to say?
And you just, you calm down. And he, kind of looks around. How am I going to get to him? I don't want him to fall,
I mean, you could you could climb one of the support beams. It's probably how they got up there.
Yeah.
The beams are covered in carvings.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a shoulder to stand on, I'm pretty sturdy.
Yeah, but even standing on the dwarf's shoulders, the beams are just kind of would be out of reach even for Erithil.
I had to be too short, eh? I knew it was going to be about the height. I just knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I'll stand on your hands and you can push me up.
Let me put it this way: standing on anyone else's shoulders, the beams are still going to be just a bit higher. You won't just be able to reach them.
Could make a pyramid.
So he'll sheath Raynor and begin to make his way up the beam.
Okay. So you're gonna need two hands, so you're probably gonna have to leave the torch down below.
Right.
Come on, fix yourself, focus. There we go. Or you could light the fireplace. Still a lot of wood in there.
Yep. So he'll just, light the central fireplace.
Okay. Yeah, give me a athletics, right? That's a skill, isn't it? Test to climb up. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, like we noticed him climbing up there. It's like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, he hasn't said anything to you yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh. So,
Nope.
I mean, you don't hurt yourself or anything, but the carvings and everything on the supports they're there. They can definitely be used as handholds, but you can definitely see how like a young child could probably climb that easier than a full-grown adult.
And he's, kind of puts his hand on his hips. He sighs a moment. He says, "There are children up there."
I look up, look around.
So if you all look up, you do kind of see it alternating places. A little pale face pop out here, and then duck back in, and a little pale face pop out here and duck back in. You would guess there's maybe a half a dozen children up there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Told me they were
Here,
told
at
to
least we had
climb.
ego. He's like, "Oh, children, come on down." I'm like,
And having seen you try to climb up, one of them's... you can hear the voice of one say, "Go away! We're fine!"
They'll say, you may not recognize me. It's been some time since I've been here. I am Watcher.
We know who you are, Ranger. We're fine. Go away.
There's no food. I can't leave you here without food.
I know how to hunt. Go away. We're fine.
I'm sure you do.
You can try to make a persuade roll. Sounds like you're trying to persuade them.
Yep.
Anybody else can
How
help.
good I am
I've
at
got
it.
something
Yeah,
I would like to
I
say to
got
them,
nothing
yeah.
in that.
I've got something I would like
Okay,
to say to
okay.
them, but I'm going to go a different route.
Yep.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't
Go
have
ahead.
persuade at all, so.
So I'm going to appeal to the kids and say, look, we're chasing down a pack of goblins, and they came through here, and it's quite obvious what they did with your parents, and I'm sorry, children, but let me get your revenge. Help us find these goblins. Come down, tell us where they went, tell us everything you know. We're going to avenge your families. Come down and help us, children.
I like
So
it.
you see a face pop out, and Arathil, it's the same face that you initially saw.
Okay.
You're guessing maybe a little bit older. Maybe older is, in the eye of the beholder, but you're guessing probably 9, maybe 10 years old. And you know that from the standpoint of the Rudaur and men in general in this time period, 9 or 10, almost a man.
Pretty close,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have a sword
12
soon,
or 13 would be an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so he looks out, and he looks at Derek, and he says, "You're a dwarf."
I am.
"Don't let the hype fool you."
I'm a dwarf and I'm the scourge of greenskins, son. And I came to get rid of your greenskin problem.
Master Dwarf is speaking the truth. He slew countless of them on the hill nearby.
Well, I did
So-
kill the last one.
He looks over at the two elves, and again, his expression kind of darkens. You get the sense that he doesn't trust elves and rangers.
I respect that.
Why?
I
Difficult to
respect
say.
that. I respect that.
History.
I feel the same.
History.
Listen, kids.
But
See,
yeah, I would say Derek probably recognizes that glower that he.
I
gives
will.
them.
I will recognise that, and I'm like, kid, don't worry about the elves. They're all right. I'm training them in the ways of real warriorhood. That's why they've got a dwarf leading them. But I need your help. I need your help. No one knows this land better than you do. You are from here.
Oh.
You are the children of this land, and no one can assist me better than you can. I need your help to kill these goblins. Please come help me.
Okay, so I like you saying you need his help.
Making them feel important.
He likes it too. Give me a courtesy roll.
I've got fucking. Oh, I've got one. I thought I had nothing. I've actually got one.
But because you're not an elf or a ranger, and because you are making him feel important, I'm going to give you 2 bonus dice.
I'm appealing to his
Nice.
ego. So, okay, well, I was going to spend a hope, but you've already given me 2, so I don't think I will. No, I want this kid down. I'm going to spend a hope. So how do you do it? You just click the hope point bonus dice, don't you?
So on your courtesy, you're gonna hope point bonus die. Make sure you click 2 on the bonus and penalty dice, but you just click the hope point bonus die,
Yep.
and it should automatically subtract the hope point for you.
Yeah, it did.
when you roll.
Oh,
Come on!
Oh,
Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that.
Oh,
Automatic success.
I catch him
Love
as he
it.
jumps into my arms.
Fight that.
oh my goodness.
So he kind of, deftly almost runs along one of the beams over to one of the supports and scurries down, stands in front of you. He's not even taller than you are. I mean, he, like I said, he's a 9 or 10-year-old kid.
I chuckle.
You've got maybe, let's see, is it dwarf? You've probably still got at least 6
Probably
inches
is.
on him.
Mhm.
Oh, someone's smaller than you.
Not for long.
He has reddish hair, freckles,
Nice.
looks lean, not hungry,
You've got
but
you,
lean.
you've got the warrior in you. I can see it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a warrior. You're a special kid.
Well,
You're a
and he kinda
special
puffs
man
out his
child.
chest. I have been keeping my brothers and sisters safe
I think you're the leader
ever
of
since.
you're the leader of these children. You're the one that kept these children safe, aren't you?
Well, I had to, haven't I?
Well
Parents are
done.
dead.
Well done, young man. And I give him a warrior's handshake. You know this one.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a really
yeah,
firm
he'll
warrior's
shake your
handshake.
hand.
Well done, son. You've done your parents proud. Your parents would be very, very, very proud. If it weren't for you, none of these children would be left here. Now, like I said to you, I need your help. No one can help me better than you can. I want to track down these greenskins, and I want to cut every one of their heads off. And I need your help to track them down.
Okay.
Where did they go, and where did they take your parents?
So- This is a council.
Okay.
That means you're going to have to figure out what you're asking of him, right? Are you just asking for information, or is there anything else that you want?
I'm gonna ask him.
That's going to set the difficulty.
So I'm gonna ask him, did they take your parents alive? Do you know where they're taking them? If not, did you at least see what direction they went? How many were they? Just the logistics, basically.
Okay. We'll keep the resistance low then, because you're just asking for information. So why don't you give me a... let's see.
Can I roll on awe? Because I am pretty awesome.
You are pretty awesome. Sure, I'll let you roll on. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like that.
Oh,
That's
man.
a good way to get started.
Okay, so I'm
And you were talking about, like, we're going to hunt him down and kill him, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead. Roll on.
gonna roll on awe. Because I'm favoured. I'm not gonna spend hope, I'm just gonna roll it, I think. Hopefully it's gonna be good. Oh, fucking
a
1
9.
and a 9. That's a success.
Oh, you succeeded.
14.
Just.
It's 16.
Okay. So, he's listening to you, but he's not quite there yet. He's still kind of looking furtively at the ranger and the elves. Does somebody else want to try to encourage him in some way to give up the info?
Who does he seem to be more, I wouldn't say intimidated, but more put off by? Is it more the elves or is it more me?
It's about the same for both you and the elves.
Okay.
Okay.
I think what Erythel will do is, he had already sheathed Renar, but he will kneel, one knee, and just, please, we will hunt these orcs. We will make sure that your parents are avenged, but we need your help. You're the only ones that can.
Okay. So what would you say that would be? Courtesy? Or you think
Yeah,
it's something
probably
else?
courtesy. I've got 1 dot in courtesy, but
Okay.
Or in
That's
Hearten.
probably
You got
it.
anything in Hearten?
no.
No. Your talker is out by the horses.
Our talkers
Yeah,
really pig in the
exactly.
horses.
So I'm definitely going to be spending a whole point on this one.
Okay.
So
Our party face is off for the night.
there we go.
Right. Not that he would be able to make all of the rolls anyway.
I'm just trying to
but-
impress them with
Right.
my muscles.
Oh, no. Good God.
Oh!
Poor
Yeah,
timing.
so he's not terribly taken in with you.
Listen,
Uh,
ignore the
No,
ranger.
clearly.
Ignore the ranger. He had a
Yeah,
really,
it's all.
he
Oh,
had
okay.
he had a really bad smack in the head in the last 5 hours. He's all right for a man. He is all right, but he had a smack in the head. Don't listen to him. Look, I can tell that
Oh,
you.
he says he's no man.
No, but you are. I can tell you've got the warrior spirit in you. Your father was a warrior, right? Wasn't he? The greatest warrior in the village. Am I right? Am I right?
Being the greatest warrior doesn't prevent you from getting sick, dying,
Or did your father die from illness? I'm sorry, son.
and my mother.
Oh, I'm sorry,
2
son.
years passed.
And you're here, the man of the house now, eh? That's why you've got such an aura about you. That's why you've got the aura of a warrior. That's why, because
Everybody else in the village looks after us, but it's just me and my siblings.
you're younger siblings, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking after them, right? If it wasn't for you, they wouldn't eat. You are the man of the house now, and that's because you've got the warrior spirit. Not many men of your age could become the man of the house. There's something special in you. I know there is. And it's fate that I've come across you. Because I need a warrior. I am a warrior, and I only understand warrior speak. I need to hear from a warrior. That's why I need you, because you've got the heart of a warrior and the courage of a warrior, and only you can give us the information we need to track down these goblins and avenge your family,
Talking a lot
your
about
village.
warriors, so I will let you roll just so we don't do the same thing over and over again. I'll let you roll battle.
Yeah, that was the plan. I've got 2, and it is favoured.
Battle's
got
not
this.
favored for you.
No, it's not. Sorry, you're right. It's not.
Yeah. Mm.
That's a 10. Oh, that's a fail. Oh, I'm 1 short. Oh.
So he steps back from you and he says, "Look, I appreciate what you're saying, but I don't know what you expect me to do. I have to look after my siblings. The goblins came through. They killed and took everyone else. It's just us now.
Where did they leave your dead?
Leave them.
They took them.
They took them.
Oh, okay. And how many did they leave alive? Did they take prisoners alive?
There were some, maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 15.
Well, that's 10, 15 lives that I can save with your help. They'll make you the leader of this village.
You can follow the tracks easily enough. There's.
You will.
They went to the east.
What about numbers?
Is anyway?
Do you know how many they were?
Many?
Dozens?
I don't look. There's nothing here for you. I have to look after my siblings. He's not going to give you anything else. You failed on the council.
Yeah,
that
that is.
happens.
Is there any way I could talk to the kid and maybe show up my map?
I mean, you can. He's not at this point. He's not going to be able to give you any more information than he has. They went to the east. And if you show him your map, he'll be quite honest with you. He's like, I don't know where they went. I just know they went to the east.
Well, I was just wondering because since he's lived in this area, if he knows anything that is anything of note or anything that he's heard from like the grown-ups or anything like that. There might be something weird out in the east, like maybe a ruin, a cave, or something like that. And he's kind of just motioning the east, probably of this location.
No, in fact, when you talk about weird things, he's like, the only thing weird around here is that old hill to the west.
Yeah, we dealt with those goblins already.
Yep.
Indeed.
And I'll
There
show
were
them the,
goblins up there?
I'll show them the blood on my axe. There were.
Yeah, he probably got a couple ears.
And I'll show them.
We don't go up there.
And I'll pull out from my bag as well, and a wild wolf, and I'll pull out the skin.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you took time to skin it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make this one into a coat.
Um,
And I'm going to make the goblins into shoes when I catch them, son.
is
Again,
there
I've told you all I know.
And I appreciate you, thank you.
I gotta go out. I gotta hunt for my siblings. You all are welcome to stay here for the night. But
Do I have any food that I could give them?
Yeah, it's just say Erethel's going to leave as much as he can.
So,
I
Is he
mean,
gonna
yeah,
hunt?
between all of you, you could probably leave them some food and prevent him from having to go hunt today. But he's gonna have
Yeah.
until the rest of the village comes back. He's gonna have to take care of his siblings. Yeah.
how about we give you
is
some
there
food?
any way
You
I
take
can
the
make it-
you take the day off of hunting, and you spend today finding a new hiding place, because those goblins will be back for you. They will be back. You need to find somewhere new to hide, somewhere better, somewhere they don't know.
Well, we're not gonna go anywhere until the people are back.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try and get your people back.
Yeah. Brian, is there any way I
Wish you
can
luck.
like make an explore roll and check over the map to see like an eastern location from where this this village that we found that
Right.
if there's
Is
a
there any
possible area
landmarks
that
or anything?
they
Yeah,
could be or anything they could be holed up in?
So I get what you're trying to do, but you have to keep in mind that the wilderness in Middle Earth is very empty.
Mhm.
Settlements like this exist, obviously. You're in one, but
Mhm.
they're few and far between. They're days and days apart from each other. And the only other kind of places where they could hide out there are probably dangerous places, like ruins. Or
Yeah, that's how I'm trying to
caves. Nothing like for children like this. I think you would all recognize that, especially if you can return the people, this is the safest place they can be right now.
I wonder if he was thinking more if he could find on the map where the orcs might have holed up, if there were ruins anywhere near here to
Nearby.
the east that they may have run to.
I
Am I-
was trying to figure out if there was
I
something
see.
like that.
I might mention to this kid, the leader. Has he got a name, this kid?
Yeah, he says his name is Kuvrag.
Kuvrag. Maybe if we can give you enough food to keep you and your siblings going for the day, maybe instead of hunting today, because I know you're the only one really with the mind to do this, could lay some pit traps. And I'll explain how you lay a pit trap. Dig a hole, put some spikes in it, cover it with some thin branches and some
okay.
leaves. Why don't you do that outside
Well-
outside of the main gate of your settlement here?
So he says we can do that, but if you really want to help me, you'll help me fix that gate.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
can
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, we can. Like maybe I could make a suggestion as we're doing that one. Have Oralon just resting, and we'll get Egil to bring the horses in, and we can just kind of like stage them somewhere safely.
So the one
Master
thing that
Dwarf?
nobody has thought to ask specifically is how long ago the orcs and goblins came through here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to tell you, as you work with him on repairing the gate for the rest of the day, he tells you that it has been a few days.
Okay.
But that's a few days. If you're going to spend the rest of the day trying to help him set up a perimeter here, that'll take time. That'll let Oralon rest some more, potentially.
Mhm.
And all of you can take a prolonged rest here tonight. But then you're going to have to make a decision. Are you going to stay here longer and help Kuvrag more? Or are you going to head out?
No,
more?
we're gonna head out and
No,
try.
we'd
and
have to go in the morning.
We're gonna try and get
Probably
the
in the
adults
morning,
back.
but is it enough to set everything up for them to at least get it more defensible, or at least
Spend
more
today with them,
survivable.
not just helping them build some defenses, but just building their morale as well.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, that's good, but because of the failed council, the rest of the children never come down.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
But Kuvrog
And
will work
Aerithil
with
is going to
you.
stay out of sight as much as he can.
He'll let drips and drabs of more information out as the day goes on. Like, it's been a couple of days, for example. You'll also hear him cursing that damn she-wolf, he says a few times.
Damn she-wolf.
She-wolf? How big is this she-wolf?
And he's like, it's just a legend.
I look over to Aerithil. Do you know about a legend of, like, I guess, a big she-wolf in the area?
No.
Now,
Well, I mean,
is a she-wolf more
With a
dangerous
lore
than a
check.
male wolf? Is the she-wolf the big one?
well, wolves
And
tend
yeah.
to be matriarchal.
They are.
Mhm. And I can do a lord check.
I'm gonna just throw one out, see if I can.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't fall under orc lore, does it?
Not specifically.
No.
No.
Okay. Because I'm skilled in that.
Not enemy lore, I would imagine.
Could be
I guess
enemy lore.
So I've got
I can
enemy lore
assist.
orcs.
But again, if you want to use that, you have to spend a hope point to use.
Or
your
shadow lore,
features. Shadow lore, sure.
Okay. I'll spend it just because his hope is kind of waning. You know, seeing the way that the children look at him, it's just kind
Okay.
of, you know, causing a little despair.
Yeah, I mean, you get the sense that while you and some other rangers might have done what you can in patrolling and keeping the region safe,
Mm-hmm.
you also really, well, maybe not you specifically, but the rangers haven't really gone out of their way to support the Rudour because of their history, right? So,
Yep. Makes sense. There we go.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
okay.
Nice.
Is Oralon going to make an attempt?
Yeah, I can help. Yeah, I can make a law. Let's see.
Just to see if anything comes to mind.
I'll roll lore. I've got one pip in it.
Ooh,
Oh,
there you go.
automatic
Auto
success.
success.
Mm.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
my God.
Don't worry, we're not tracking eyes just yet.
Yet.
Just yet. You haven't done anything big enough yet to get noticed.
I mean,
doesn't mean that
we
won't
kept-
happen
we
at
kept a
some
few of his
point.
blessings, but
So is that
So-
something like the friend computer dice in Paranoia? So if you roll the number on that, it's like Sauron saw it. Sauron saw it happen. Basically.
So once you gain notice, which is going to be a story beat, not a specific dice roll,
Mm-hmm.
then after that point, every eye that anyone rolls outside of combat is going to increase your awareness rating. And when the awareness rating gets to a certain point, then Sauron will send beings after you because he
Okay,
sees
yeah,
you
yeah,
as a
yeah,
threat.
yeah. Cool.
Mm.
So travel becomes potentially, well, not travel specifically, but things become more dangerous because you might have some Nazgul showing up occasionally, or, you know, but that doesn't, it takes a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, so with the successes and the automatic success, I would say that Sargon and Aerithil, you know that obviously wargs are dangerous creatures, and that female wolves, wargs tend to be larger, more domineering. I would say that with the Gandalf rune, Oralon, surprisingly, with an actual roll result of 0 because the 1s and 2s didn't count as anything, but the
Yeah.
automatic success with the Gandalf room. You recall stories of what are known as in different ways, like the Hounds of Angmar, the Werewolves of Sauron. Not the kind of werewolf that you and I think of. It's just a big, scary wolf. It's not actually a shapeshifter necessarily.
Not a lycanthrope.
No. It's just
a big wolf.
They're scary. We'll put it that way. And they are
like a dire wolf,
like
a dire wolf in D&D, I suppose. Just a bigger, scarier wolf.
Well, a warg is essentially a dire wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These are bigger and extremely
A Hound of
intelligent.
Sauron would be a dire wolf.
Oh,
or
okay.
Like
a giant wolf.
I mean, they often can be quite big, but what is more frightening is their intelligence and their just power, right? So, yeah, it could be that he was referencing something like that. You seem to recall that the Rudaur have legends about the Hounds of Sauron and the Hounds of the Witch King. So maybe he's just cursing a general kind of being that he's heard of.
Yeah.
But if any of you press him, he's like, it's just a legend.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem too certain of that, though.
Okay.
I mean, I've already skinned a wolf for a coat, but I wouldn't mind having a bigger coat. Not only having 2 coats.
It'd be a rug. It'd be a rug for
you. Can't have enough coats, right?
So you feed them, and he will essentially, like, when you're not in the building, he will call his siblings down and they eat, but then they all scurry kind of back up and hide as quickly as they can. You help at least marginally repair. Does somebody want to give me a craft roll to try and repair the gates? You can get a bonus die for his assistance.
I've got 2 pips.
I have to go ahead. The dwarf.
I mean, you're a dwarf. Yeah, you might.
I am a dwarf. So, did you say I'm getting a bonus dice from
Cran,
from him
helping you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Derek. Get a good roll. Or fuck off.
Okay, so you stand back, and the gates close, and they can be latched. You're not super certain that they won't be easy to bust down, but you can close them and latch them. Also, he and his siblings did successfully hide from the orcs and goblins when they attacked.
Yeah.
And they've remained hidden for a few days, so...
Can I suggest to him
and you've helped him set up some pit traps and stuff.
Yep. Can I suggest that as well as the pit traps, he also digs a few concealed holes around the fence, different spots, so that if they're trying to escape and the gate is blocked by goblins, they can escape out the little holes under the fence.
Oh.
Yep. Just slip underneath and run.
He looks at you and he's like, "Oh, we can get out."
Excellent. I knew you would.
I mean, they live in the village, so I'm sure they have ways to get out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Kids go where they're not supposed to? No.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I would like to is like get some blankets and stuff for them, just something to help them sleep better. I don't know if they have.
Well, I mean, you can kind of look around town to see if you find anything like that. You might be able to scare up a few kind of threadbare blankets.
But they're going to know where those are anyway.
Some of the ruined buildings.
Yeah, they'll know where that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they probably already have that. I mean, they have access to the village when you're not watching.
Yeah.
So
they've been here for 3 days. I'd imagine they really the food by now.
And the defenses, right? So I would imagine you all take your meal and take your rest for the evening with a prolonged rest. Yep. So all of you can go ahead and click the prolonged rest button.
All right.
which should keep in mind Oralon's wound as well.
Because how many points do you want to
I'm
recover?
gonna
You just
use
leave that as 0,
Yep,
yeah?
it does.
No, I'm going to use a fellowship point for a point of hope.
Unless
if
you want to
nobody
use a
objects.
fellowship point to get a point of hope back, yeah.
Yeah, I want to get one back.
I'm going to use one,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm-
If we all use one, there'll be one
Mhm.
spare for an emergency.
Well, Oralon didn't use one, so there'll be
You're not
two
using
left,
one,
but
Oralon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to use
No, I
one.
have full hope. Well,
I'm going to use one and put myself back up to 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll write in my
So
journal.
everybody's... Oh, and I'll let Egil get a prolonged rest here.
Okay.
Before sleeping, I'm going to write some in my journal.
So we will get to you journaling in a moment. I want to check and see if something happens. So I've got a 1 day has passed button. I wonder if that's
okay.
going to reduce your wounded. It is. Excellent. Okay, so a day has passed.
nice.
It is now
24th.
the 24th, Mers Day. And yeah, so you can do your journal that night or in the morning, whenever you want to do it. But yeah, we're ready for your journal, Oliver.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Af Gilekvast, 23. Year 2965 of the Third Age. We woke beneath the old fort after slaying the troll. The place already felt lighter, as though the land itself was glad to be rid of the foul beast. Looking back, it was a damn good fight. Sargon found us breakfast the next morning, sadly no bacon. Egil spent most of the morning worrying about what to tell Tomlin's parents. I suggested we take him the troll's head, but apparently men don't appreciate such thoughtful gifts. There's no accounting for taste, I guess. Turns out young Tomlin knows his way around the man-blade. And a song. He sang circles round me on the way home. Not that I admit that to his face, of course. After leaving Tomlin with his parents, my companions and I we got back on the road north, and soon we found exactly what we were sent here to look for. Atop a dark hill. Greenskins. Filthy goblins. An orc. And a wild wolf. Stinking the place up with their rancid breath and their shitty arses. So I done what a dwarf of Durin's folk does best. I killed the bastards. While letting the smaller goblins play with my friends, I went straight for the real threat, the wolf, and I gave him the good dwarven steel. Split the bastard right in half, chin to groin. Make a lovely cloak he will. The men and elves did not embarrass themselves. In fact, they all proved quite handy with those little knitting needles that they call swords. Give them some time around me and I reckon we'll make real warriors out of most of them. Maybe not Oralon. Falls over a bit easy. But we'll see.
Nice.
I love it. Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you.
Okay, so you wake on the morning of the 24th. Oralon is still injured. He looks a little better, but he is still hurting. Do you intend to continue on and try to find where these tracks lead?
Absolutely. Try and stop me.
Yeah, Naramil will speak with Oralon privately. Just, I won't ask you to stay behind. I know better.
I can't let you all go alone without me. This is for...
No.
If there's orcs involved, I need to act. But I won't be as effective, but I will do my best.
I mean, we
Hang
got
back
to
a little bit, old
That's
friend.
good enough.
You just hang back a little bit this time, old friend.
Thank you, Matthew. You've been able to good friend, a good pupil.
Let's be off then.
When you boys are finished making romance, let's get to the job at hand.
He's sitting on his giant pig and like.
I know,
"What the fuck?"
young romance is a beautiful thing, and I wouldn't like to get in the way of that,
Well-
but we've got a job to do.
Before we can travel, we need to plot out a course. So the tracks are going to head roughly east. I'm not going to give you an obvious one this time because you don't really know what you're looking for. So very quickly, I need to export this. No, I'm setting up a journey log.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as they're talking, I'm just looking over my maps and seeing, like, possible area from the east to this location. It's like,
Yeah, you do know that the tracks head off to the east, so if you give me a moment, you all can talk amongst yourselves while I set this up.
I think Ethel would probably look for, they said that there were more boots, more heavier track. So maybe if we can find that grouping, there's more of them in a line, then that's probably the prisoners. And
We want to try and find the prisoners' tracks. Yeah, we want the booted feet marks.
Yeah, we want to prioritize the civilians.
Okay, got that, and then I think I need to put that here. Excellent. So now you should be able to see in your company sheet a second journey log.
Yep, I see it.
That if you open should say following the tracks.
All right.
The name of the journey.
And how do we open up the journal again? What's the hotkey for that?
Oh, the company log?
Yeah.
That's on the same bar as all your characters are.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's the Oh no, that's not what I meant. I meant the other thing.
The journey log is on the company sheet.
Oh, that's right. You open it up from here, don't you? Yeah, you go down to
journey logs.
Oh, it's following the tracks.
Yeah, journey log.
So it should be the second one. You've already
second
had
one down,
where the destination is the North Downs. The new one, I'm just going to call the destination unknown. And then we'll do some rolls from there.
And how do you open it? Right click? How do you open it from there?
So yeah, if you want to look at it,
you
can go to the little edit journey log over there. I think we found out last time that none of you can edit it for some reason, no matter what I've done. But you can look at it as I engage with it, right? So I think that's what we'll do just to keep it simple. So you know that the tracks head to the east. I think we can also bring up the map as a whole. So I'll activate the map of Ariador for us.
Erithel will probably go hunter, because Eggel's not here.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Eggel's not here, so we need to think about what positions we're going to take on this journey. Yeah, Egel is the only one in Hunter right now. So if you want to move yourself over to Hunter, you can.
Okay.
You should be able to in the company log.
So I'll stay the guide.
There
we go.
So
I'm gonna stay the scout.
Derek's still the guide. Sargon's still the scout. Oralon is still the lookout. Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, and then probably need to just zoom in on the map so you can see yourselves up there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of our first leg that we had mapped out for us. So get rid of drawings. Yes, okay, cool. So you're still in the same hex as you were because Cran is in the same hex as the hill, essentially. You know you have to travel to the east. So we need a travel we need a travel roll from Derek to get us on our way, our first marching test. Okay.
Bad roll.
So, first of all, let's see what the weather's like today.
Cloudy.
A little warmer.
Still cloudy, a little warmer.
Oh, it's almost tops off.
So with a failure, event occurs 2 hexes away. So whoever wants to, you can move yourselves 2 hexes to the east, because I'll say it's easy.
I don't know how many hexes
it's
is.
easy for you to follow the tracks.
We don't see the hexes, so I can't really tell how far a hex is.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
my mistake. Yeah, that's right. You can't see the hexes.
Okay.
Boop. That's 2 hexes.
There we go.
Okay.
I mean, the worst. It's not a
I
bad
need to
thing that I
double-check
failed
how
that
far
roll.
you
It just
need to
means we
go.
get an
Okay.
event. Events are fun. Events are adventure.
You just get an event
Right.
earlier.
Yeah, events are adventure. That's what we want.
So let's add an event.
We don't want to just spend 9 hours walking from one place to another. Who would watch that?
Okay, so you are.
Depending on what you watch.
That's a Clerks 2 joke.
Oh, that's a wildland. Okay, so wildland, we'll roll. Okay. So our
Shortcut.
scout,
Sounds good.
Uh-oh.
our scout, needs to make a. Well, it's always the same roll. Our scout needs to make an explore test.
You
Sargon.
Sargon.
Okay. All right. So what
You
does
got
the
this.
shortcut mean? Is that anything good or?
It depends on what you roll.
Shortcut. You fall in a hole and die.
Okay, so you are successful. As you are traveling along on the second day, so I need to get the calendar back open as well.
25th now.
26th, actually.
Oh,
As you woke
26th,
up on the
okay.
24th.
Let's see. 26th. Let's see.
Let's see what the weather is today. Oh, quite a bit hotter. Still cloudy.
Oh, it's
though.
taps off for a dwarf, that.
So the clouds continue to stick with you as you head towards the east, following these tracks, and you realize before long, probably realistically before you even got that far away from Cran, there's not really a path. There's not a road. You're just following these tracks over open ground. On the second day, you come upon a series of ravines and crevices that are common in the North Downs. I mean, you are kind of also partly in the Weather Hills, so it's not quite a fully mountainous region, but it's not mountainous. So there are
Very hilly.
some deep vales and crosscuts and things like that. Sargon, as you're traveling, or as you're keeping a lookout, you do notice that there does appear to be a path that you could take, perhaps once you crest one of the rises, that might get you through the kind of difficult terrain a little bit faster. How do you notice this? What does it look like to you? Keeping in mind you're in kind of a hilly region.
Oh, I understand. Especially, that's kind of where I live at right now. As he's like toppling the like kind of a hill, and he's kind of looking at the different grooves of the different areas, he notices that where like some of the difficult terrain and probably some like bed like jutting of rocks or whatever it is, he sees this small crevice around a hill that might be like a formless like river or creek or something. It seems like it would probably be safer to travel through, and he kind of knows that it kind of bends around the area.
Nice. So following that creek bed, you actually do manage to shave a little time off. So your travel time is actually reduced by 1 day, which means
Nice.
you just
Nice.
subtract 1 day total from your next roll.
Nice.
So that necessitates another travel check,
Travel.
because you haven't quite found what you might be looking for yet.
So, hope.
So Derek,
Do you know what? I think I'll pop a hope into this one.
okay.
Just to be on the safe side. It's the one that I recovered.
safe.
Is that good enough?
Is it
Yeah,
safe?
it's good enough. It's good
Great, no,
enough.
great.
Nice.
Yeah, you got great success.
Nice.
You're good.
It's more than enough. So let's see. Let me count this up here. So really, you get there in the next day. The Sargon shortcut does a lot of work to cut some time. Oh yeah, I forgot. So a hex is about 1 day, right?
Okay.
So
So it's like right about there.
technically you can move ahead 2 days, but it only takes you 1.
Okay, so it would be like right about here.
Yep. If somebody wants to
Yeah.
move there, you can.
I'll just hold this. So there you go. Or we're
There you
about
go.
there.
I'll center you up in the hex a little bit. If I can. Is it gonna let me in right? There you go. Okay. So 1 more day. It is the 27th.
27.
Brave.
Let's see.
Oh, that also reminds me.
Mhm.
There should be some more healing going on for Oralon. The rest of you
Yeah,
are
to
all
help.
healed,
Yeah, it's like, is there anything we can do
but
to
you have
help
now
load the wound?
traveled 3 days. So Oralon, you can hit prolonged rest 3 times.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Okay, okay.
There's no point in us
that's
doing
very
that.
good,
We're not going to
very
benefit, are we?
Nobody else is going to benefit
Yeah.
from it. Yeah.
good. And the last one.
Hey,
Oh, you're in good shape
up
now.
to 21 endurance. Let's
Now,
Yeah.
go.
okay, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to hit.
Is he
1
no
for
longer
sleeping
weary?
to the 24th, and then 3 more days. So you're down to
Nice.
4 more days.
4 days
wounded.
left, mate. Not bad.
Not bad, not
Yeah.
bad at all. You can see Oral
Oh,
gets his energy that's
yeah,
sliding
you're
back
not
further
weary
and further
anymore.
Mhm,
Either,
good.
So we'll take
Nice.
that off.
Excellent.
I
Yeah, that's
told
what I
you
was
you'd
wondering.
be
It's like,
alright,
he shouldn't be
laddie.
weary anymore. No, he just had to. I say, I'm glad I told you to just walk it off.
Just walk it off, exactly, mate. just took 4 days of walking it off, but he's fine.
Yes, 4 days.
Yeah, he just like, it's the elf thing. It's like we just need to walk it off.
Walk it
a little
off,
bit.
you'll
It
be-
takes time.
Walk it off. You'll be good in
But
about
that's
4 or
also a
5
good
days.
example of why travel. That's also a good example of why the travel system is a good thing, because it gives people a chance to
The rest.
recover.
Yeah.
Because as you said, the fresh air of aerial joy is the best medicine for the body.
Beer and bacon.
So,
Beer and bacon is
with
the best
your-
medicine for the body.
That's for a dwarf.
With your shortcuts,
There goes the short jokes again.
I'm going to say travel only took 3 days, so that's pretty much done. Nobody takes any fatigue. So yeah, you're good. However, although the shortcut is nice, I'm going to say you still come upon this in the evening,
Okay.
perhaps as the sun is beginning to set. So it will be up to you whether or not you want to continue.
Depending what we see.
Yeah. So, your hunt has taken you deep into the forgotten realm of Rudaur. As you advance towards the Misty Mountains, perhaps you can even see them in the distance. The peak of Mount Graham, looming ever closer, its malevolent presence sending a chill down your spine. Eventually, the goblin tracks deviate from their eastward path, winding down a dark, narrow valley. Upon reaching its end, you find yourself confronted by a dreary, rocky mound that resembles a heap of gigantic stones carelessly piled as if by some bored hand. At its summit, you catch glimpses of ancient walls of stones and the ruins of towers with an evil look as if they've been built by wicked people. At the base of the mountain lies a gaping cave entrance, its interior shrouded in impenetrable darkness. Gather your courage, for it appears that you're about to put your mettle to the test.
Oh.
And I
Yes,
think there we'll
dear
take our first
boys.
break.
All
Well,
right.
Yeah,
All right.
I was about to say, it's like, yeah.
Nice one. See you in about 5 minutes, Twitch.
So, before you stands the gaping, almost maw of this cavern at the base of what looks to be a pile of ruined, maybe a fort, maybe an old tower. Difficult to say. But the cavern yawns open before you. What do you do?
Fucking.
How much daylight is there left?
I get up to light jog, mate.
So the sun is setting.
So I look at everybody. So it's up to y'all. I mean, we can progress on, or I mean, these guys like. Are we better at getting during the day, or are we worse at night? Like?
In the cave, it's not going to make a difference. The goblins in
dark.
In Tolkien, I think goblins are a nocturnal creature. They don't like the light. Same with most goblins. They're better at night.
Yeah.
So they've got an advantage on us in the dark. Best thing we could do is pull them out the cave. They're not going to come out in the daytime. I think we have to go into them.
Yeah, we'll have to dig them out.
Or smoke them out.
Or smoke them out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's like
walk in, burning arrows. Pow, 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 pow. Hopefully it catches something.
We did it, mate.
And then we stand in the entrance of the cave and kill them as they flush out.
The hillmen are still in there, so no fire, maybe.
Your assumption is that the cave is small.
probably like.
It could be a massive.
It goes pretty deep in there.
Yeah, it could be the mines of Moria for all we know.
It's more. I'm turning around and going home.
I'm ready for more. We're not ready for Moria. We're not ready.
Do you want to move in closer and take a look?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you can see, without traveling too far into the cave, that the mouth of the cave is scattered with old bones, both human and animal. In some ways, maybe even seeming ritualistic, as if a sacrifice.
Is it similar to the pit that we saw? Like, was somehow some of the creatures or humans or whatever?
Yeah, probably. There? Yeah, it's pretty close to that. And if you light a torch, which someone will have to, because unlike a lot of other games, none of you have the ability to see in the dark.
Earth will light a torch.
So on sparking a torch, you can tell already that the opening enters into a vast cavern from which several different passages extend deeper underground.
Dungeon Crawl.
All right.
Fucking let's go, boys.
So,
let's go.
What I like about this, again, it's very different from similar games. It is a dungeon crawl, but there's a process. So they've done this in a couple of their products now, and I don't know why. Maybe if we get a revision at some point, it'll add it as a main system. But basically the idea is you are going to go into the cavern and act as if you're kind of on a short journey.
Okay.
But it's different.
Right.
So there's a couple of things we need to determine. First of all, you're going to need light. At least Arathil is carrying a torch. If anybody else wants to have a light, you can. Keep in mind, though, carrying a torch or a lantern is going to require a hand, which can make your combat effectiveness limited.
I want 2 hands for the combat, and I've got a quick question before we go into combat, Brian, and it's something that I remember about the last combat. So in the last combat, I used my shield in one attack, and then in the next attack, I used the axe two-handed. Can I just switch between them like that, or do I have to drop the shield to do that?
No, if you want to use your axe two-handed, you can't be using your shield.
Yeah, I thought so. So I've made a mistake in the last fight. I've went from using the shield one round,
fine.
but I could use my shield with friend from arrows, throw it away, and then run and use it. But it is thrown. It's gone.
Yeah, and at that point you won't be using it anymore, right? So you, unless you specifically take an action to pick it back up and
But
re-equip it.
I deliberately took the long hafted axe, which is like a hand and a half axe. It can be
It'd
used
be both.
one-handed
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
two-handed.
Mhm.
So I can
Yeah.
fight with a shield.
So, before we continue, is anyone else going to spark a torch?
I'm not, because I'm going to have
Well,
shield
I
in
was
one
just
hand,
wondering if
axe in the other.
Oralon could carry the torch,
Yeah, I can
and
carry
that
it.
would leave Derek and I up front.
Why don't we have
with our hands
Eggle carry the
available to
torch?
fight.
Because Eggle's going to be less involved with being an NPC for the night. Why don't we have Eggle carry
Yeah,
the torch?
he is going in with you. You can absolutely
fair.
have Ego carry the torch.
It means none of us have to do it, and the person who's not rolling dice has a job.
There you go. That's
Since,
fair.
since he's not here, I will be kind today and say that he will carry the torch. If you get into combat, he's not going to be in combat, but he will be close enough to provide light for you.
Okay.
Okay. That at least gives his character
He can sing,
something to
even
do.
if we don't get any mechanical advantage. He can sing
can.
for flavour.
Yeah, he could.
Hmm.
So, if your intent is to explore this underground complex,
Oh yeah.
you are going to have to make different exploration rolls. By a different character each time. But before you start making rolls, you're going to have to determine whether or not you're advancing cautiously or if you are advancing not cautiously.
So, Derek's going to want to not be cautious, but I think the rest of the crew are probably going to try and convince him otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold, Derek, hold on. Let's think about this.
Right.
You mad dwarf bastard.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
one way or the other, there will be an effect which way you choose.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
not way.
I
as
think
in
the
direction,
guys.
but
I think the guys will convince me that we're going to go cautiously.
Yeah.
okay.
Think of
Reluctantly, I'm going to go cautiously. Yes.
Yeah. It's not going to do anybody any good if you step in a pit trap.
Okay, so then what I need is someone, it's up to you who, although I don't want the same person doing it twice.
Okay.
To make an exploration roll, you're going to lose a die. You're going to have a penalty die because you're moving cautiously.
So I've got 2 pips, not favoured.
Yeah.
Anyone?
2
any
in
advance on
favored.
that?
I got 0.
I got 3. His favorite got 3 and 1 green. So
What's one green?
Helping
mean?
is allowed.
What's one
Again,
green?
if you pay the hope.
it's from the staff. It gives me a bonus to my scan explore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's you then that's got the best roll for this? I think it does, eh?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
You do
I
this
can
one.
help them.
Oh wait, let me first of all, let's get off the map. Why don't we have something nice to look at here? Why don't we do? Don't I have a good one for this? I thought I did. No, not that one, not that one. No. No. Do I just not have it on my options? Let me go to my scenes. I want to just stare at the map for this. Ambiance. There you are. Okay.
Oh my
So-
goodness.
Nice. That is the
Sargon
Mountain
starting
Warrior.
us off.
Mhm.
Do you like the little torch I got down there?
Very
Yeah, I
cool.
like it.
Very cool.
I try to put a little peek of something in
You've
every
added the
scene.
flicker effect yourself, haven't you?
Um,
That's very cool.
Well, with Foundry, yeah.
Yeah, that's very
Mhm.
cool.
That's
just
really
a
cool.
Foundry effect.
Really cool.
Okay, so Sargon, that's you. You do remember one penalty die because you're moving cautiously.
And I was going to help them.
Okay, then spend
cool.
your hope, so you get to get
Negate
the
it.
companion bonus.
Wouldn't that just negate it? Because the negative with the positive just makes it just wipes it.
No, you want to handle them separately. So click on
Okay.
the penalty die, but then also click on support from a companion. It
Okay.
will negate it, but just go ahead and do it.
Okay, I just was curious. Oh, this Oh, just a quick question. When I'm looking at where it says support from a companion, the fellowship focus, how does that work?
Who's your
It's
fellowship
for-
focus?
You just have one.
Mine's Oralon.
Oh,
but
you have
it's-
got one.
It's just like,
It's not Oralon helping you. So if it was Oralon helping you, you would get an additional bonus die.
okay.
But
So
it's
instead
Aerithel
of one
helping
bonus die, if it's your
It'd be
companion
2.
focus, you get 2 bonus die. Yeah.
Hmm.
So if I have Eggle, Eggle helps me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Out of
right.
curiosity?
That's what I was healing.
Oof.
Great success.
Is that a great success? Yeah, the 5s
Yeah,
and 6s
those
made it up,
twos
yeah.
didn't look good, but that is a great success. Okay.
So it's
I saw six, I was like, alright, good.
it's a total of all the numbers, isn't it? All the dice
It
roll
is,
total.
yes.
Yeah. Thought so.
And then if you roll 6s that have the little
They're
Tengwar rune,
Yeah.
then you get extraordinary or great success.
Mhm.
So, good news. A great or extraordinary success. The guide is starting to make sense of this maze. No
Oh.
encounter. So
Nice.
you travel in the dark, sometimes with the walls of the caverns closing in to be very tight, even to the point where you might have to squeeze single file through a tunnel, sometimes opening to vast chambers and stony bridges. At this point, natural over expanses that you can't see the bottom of. But for a time, you travel and experience nothing untoward. And that is our first roll.
You're welcome,
Second
boys.
roll
With the
has to
max.
be someone else.
What would you like this time? Or can we be creative and
It has to be explore.
Has to
every
be
time.
explore,
You're
right?
Exploring the dungeons.
I think next
Yeah.
best is Arafil.
I've got 2 and
You got 2 in
It's
favour.
favoured.
Yeah, I'm 2 in unfavoured.
All right. You got this.
You've got this, Arafil.
alrighty.
Can I spend a hope to help him?
And
Hang on. I'm gonna spend the hope and I'm gonna help you.
Okay.
thank you.
Can more people support in helping, or is it
No,
only
only
one
one
at a time?
person at a time.
And I just remove that from my big box and hope, don't I?
Correct.
Okay. I'm not doing any more because that's me just above half now.
I gotta remember to do that when I'm done with my roll. Oh, there we go.
Ooh,
Okay.
off by 1.
Off by
Oh,
one.
Oh. Dagnabbit.
So,
Close. So close.
Oh, he's smiling. Look at him smiling. Ooh, let's you guys.
The
loves
GM
that.
He's like,
smiles. It's
oh,
already
I gotta
too
do
late.
something bad to you boys. I'm like, oh.
no, this is fair. Okay. So,
Oh, there's a typo in the Foundry
4.
module. Look, it says success die, SUCCA single S.
Did you click something
Oh.
wrong or?
no, I rolled exactly what I wanted to roll.
Okay.
Yeah, this is this module is made by someone who English isn't their first language.
Fair
So,
enough.
Okay.
That's what I was guessing. It's a free league game, so the chances are somebody Swedish made it.
well, it's not an official module. Nobody from Free League made
okay.
this because
Oh,
Lord of the Rings.
okay.
Yeah, Lord of the
Yeah, it's
Rings.
probably- it's a fan-
the Tolkien
fan.
estate does not allow anybody to make anything unless you have very
Ooh.
specific.
Very specific
this is
licenses,
fan-made.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That said, though, so yeah, with a failure, you get a specific type of encounter, as opposed to a different specific type of encounter. Normal versus dangerous, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay,
Yay.
great.
Okay.
I love danger. Come on,
And it's
bring
neat
it on,
'cause,
big
like,
guy.
The encounters are written out. Like when I start creating our own stuff as we move further, I'll probably still use some stuff from some of the other books too. But like when I add stuff, I'm gonna make dungeon crawls like this. They're
So is
so
this still
good.
part of the starter set we're in, yeah?
So, yeah, this is still the starter set,
Cool.
which was supposed to be finished in one session. I should point out.
Aye, right. Aye, right.
Yeah, we
Now
never
the
do it
stuff-
in one session.
No, we don't.
I can't
The
finish my
stuff with
dinner.
Tomlin I added.
We couldn't even finish our dinner
Oh,
in one
okay.
session, boys.
Okay, so as you travel along, a low growl echoes through the passage,
Oh.
accompanied
Oh.
by the sickening sound of gnawing jaws.
Oh.
In the dim light, yellow eyes glint. First one pair, then another, and another.
3.
So you find yourselves facing what appears to be a pack of wolves
Oh.
feasting on an unfortunate goblin. And the
Well, at least it's
largest
not us.
one,
Better him
the
than me.
largest one turns towards you, its yellow eyes glinting in the light,
Oh, I smile.
and speaks.
What?
Ah, the sheepies.
Uh-oh.
It says, "Who dares disturb our snack?"
Derek,
let me see his
son
weapon.
of
No.
Durek, a dwarf of Durin's folk, and I am your death wolf.
Nice.
Yeah, what
So-
he said.
You guys are in a cavern, right? Or, something along those lines. We're going to say that this particular chamber you find yourself in, you're actually in more of a passage. So it's not super tight. You have some room to move, but it's not like a vast expanse. And so these
So, like-
wolves have just kind of decided to feast on one of these goblins in the middle of it. There are 3 wolves that you can see,
Only 3.
Okay.
and they all turn to face you. Unfortunately, because you're in the dark and using a torch, you're not far enough away to have an opening volley. So it's just like you come upon them, and it's hand to hand,
Let's
right?
go. Skirt.
So, let me get our combat chart out.
Let me warm up my swing.
I'll say probably Oralon probably wants to
Wind
be
it up. Wind
Yeah,
it
I'm
up.
gonna be defensive,
Let's
that's for
go.
certain.
Yeah, you might wanna be
Let's
defensive,
go.
Egil is technically not here. He's providing light,
Right.
so we're going to put him down here. And let me get some wild wolves out here for you. Wild wolves, right? Yep. Okay, so...
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have our Gale to do the rally.
Right. Well, any of you can do that. It's just a matter of making the roll. So, since we are... I guess I should put us into combat, right? That would probably help. Not Egil, though.
Is the dwarf just sitting back there?
I'm sure he's not going to be, but... Okay, so...
Don't
We're
be
going to
silly.
bypass the opening volley and go into close combat. So you can all now set your stance
He's
and
running
move yourself into the appropriate column.
I'm up this one's
Make sure
arsehole.
you
I'm...
set the stance on your token. Make sure you set your stance on your token.
Got my fucking axe 10 inches up his bumhole already. No, that's target
It looks,
state.
it looks to me like Derek's
turns
still
the
in
pedal down,
rearward
like-
stance.
Got it,
There
got
we
it.
go.
I found
Turns
it, I
the
found
belt
it, I
down and
found
like,
it.
what up?
Now,
I found it.
you do outnumber them, so
Ooh,
you're
so we get
going
to
to pick the engagements. Also, one of you can be in the rearward stance.
So we can have someone firing a volley now. Somebody can fire arrows.
Well, firing range combat if they want to, or
Oralon. Is that you at the back?
You
Oralon?
know from-
Yeah, good plan.
you. So
Yeah, we'll do that.
okay, you can do that. I was going to say, from previous experience though that the wolves can attack anyone if they spend
Yeah,
hate.
they'll leap.
Then I
And
to be in
also-
defensive stance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you outnumber them, you get to choose the engagements, right? So you get to tell me who am I having the wolves go up against, right? So I'm gonna spread you out a little bit.
We're just gonna go 1v1v1.
I'm
I think.
assuming each of you in forward are gonna go 1v1.
Yeah, we
Is
each
that
take
right?
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, is that
So-
even? With
Can
the,
I- Can I
with the-
specifically go for the one that spoke, Brian?
Yeah, we'll say that's the one in the middle. Yeah,
The leader's mine.
Well, that protect companion ability is really nice.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Roll a battle test on
Okay,
a successful
so,
roll. Next attack is special.
Derek shows up as
Ooh.
first on my list, so let's go ahead and start with Derek.
Okay, so Derek's going to be doing the... a good old...
And we get a +1 to the hit or anything.
I'm
like
gonna
that,
be.
14.
I'm fighting with my shield, so I've got my
It'll
shield
figure
up.
that out automatically because you have
Okay.
your token set to be in forward
So,
stance.
so I've got my shield up. So I'm
Although
gonna.
make sure that you do. Make sure you have the correct weapons equipped.
I'm gonna put a
right?
target
Because
token.
Max, if you still have your bow equipped, it's going to
Got
do
it.
something different. Make
Got
sure
it.
your bow is not equipped yet.
I don't add anything to this roll, do I?
And
Don't think so.
no, not unless you. So now that you asked the question, I guess I should say
It automatically gets a bonus dice because
The-
of forward stance, right?
it
Aggressive
does.
stance.
It does. So obviously, if you look at the
The-
bottom of the screen, there are actions you can do
Mm-hmm.
instead of attacking. You don't get to do that and attack there instead of.
Mm-hmm.
But I will also tell you that if you want to tweak the narrative, I'll put it that way, and say, well, I want to half run up this wall and do a flip off of it as I try and strike the, stuff like that. If you want to have
Mhm.
fun with it, I will let you, instead of attacking, make a skill roll, essentially, of your choice, depending upon how you set up the narrative. And then that will give you a bonus die on your next attack. You see what I'm saying? But you have to sacrifice an attack to be able to do that.
Yeah, it sounds a
Well,
bit.
It's basically
that.
it's using the environment, creating a story as you do this, or you can just straight up attack every time. It's totally up to you.
Like surfing
But-
on a shield sounds a bit fancy pants elvish to me. I'll be just swinging this big axe. I'll be giving it a swing with a thing. Whopping! So that's what I'm going to attempt to
He's
do.
gonna swing it.
Swing! I fucking rolled a 1.
Oh,
It's still good
no.
enough.
That's-
It's
that's
good enough
great.
with a 1.
You did hit. Yeah,
Yes.
you did hit.
So and I get a heavy
so
blow.
yeah, make
add
sure you
7 to
hit
damage because I got a special success.
Yep. Yep.
Or I could do
Yeah,
fend off,
that's-
add +1 to parry against next attack, or shield thrust, pushed back instead of damage. No, I'm doing the damage. 14 damage.
14
Holy
damage.
cow.
Ooh, that's good.
Nothing to shake a stick at. All right,
No.
so boop. How do you kill it?
Oh, so I think opposite of the last wolf I killed, which I split down the front, I think this one it ducks to go for a low attack as I bring the axe down on its head and I split it from the top down the back.
To like the chest.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
Down the spine.
So, Erithil, you're next.
All right, so Erithil has Aranar, and Aranar for the Dunedain, and we'll make his attack. And there we go. Oh, yep, there it is.
There you go.
Wow.
Look at that.
We learned from the last
And-
battle, we kind of picked
So,
up a couple things.
How come it says difficulty 14, but he's rolled a 12 and it's a great success? How's that?
Because he rolled a
His
6.
difficulty is different from yours.
I mean, it says his difficulty is 14, but he's rolled 12.
Oh, because he rolled a Gandalf rune.
Gandalf.
Right, okay.
Yep,
Automatic
yeah.
Automatic
That's an
success.
automatic success. Right, okay. Okay. Got you.
That is 18.
Ooh.
Or, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, 12
let's make
damage.
that
Yeah.
roll.
It's pretty sharp, that knitting needle of yours.
Ooh.
No, it's more a chopper. It's like
So,
The knitting needle.
how do you kill it?
Basically, it's as it begins its leap, he kind of does an upward swing and just catches it right under the jaw, and splits the head, and then pulls the sword free and just kind of falls into another stance. Like next,
Ready for the next one. Beautiful.
And Sargon.
All right, so Sargon's looking at the other two, and it's like he jokingly he murmurs to himself, it's like show off.
Yeah, if you don't one hit kill it, one hit kill, you're a disappointment now.
What? It's like he's not.
The bar has
Crazy
been
as
set
some you
way
guys.
high for this fight. You're gonna do it. You're gonna one shot and watch this. Watch this. Inspired by the dwarf's mightiness
They're just wild wolves.
and the fanciness of the
Yeah.
knitting needle with the elf, with the ranger.
That
That is a
was
great
He did.
success.
Still a great success.
A great success.
10 damage.
10 damage.
Mhm.
Let's go.
That one survives.
Better luck next
So-
time.
Orlon's in
Hey,
defensive
I still
stance.
did pretty good.
I did.
Yeah, you did. It
Oh, yeah.
it is very hurt. You open a long gashing wound.
The
bloody
bar was
wound.
very high there.
Bloody,
Max.
bleeding wound.
Yeah, he's nimble.
In
He
its
just went. He kind of just nimble. He has a charge. And he just and he's
So-
just chuckling.
Orlon
Playing with your
is
food.
actually next.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah, when I see the wolf get staggered by this pain, I'm gonna go for the opening while it's distracted by its own pain and go for a
Mhm.
swing.
Go on.
So I will do that long sword and roll.
Wow,
Ooh.
also a great
Wow.
success.
Jesus, holy cow.
Ooh.
Okay, I will add fire. I will do a heavy blow.
Yes.
That was not a very dangerous encounter, was it?
11.
No,
So
no,
that
no,
was
you
not
kill
a
it.
dangerous encounter.
So yeah, like I said, I see an opening where the wolf is distracted by his own pain. It like staggers back, and I just go for a blow and just piercing stab it from the side, and then push it to the ground. Then take my sword back and look to Sargon. There you go. He's dead.
Okay.
Hey, I wounded it.
Nice. You did. You did.
You're just making a joke
just
of?
to-
That was your hand, like, you know, he's
This
moving
way
with
from
the
When-
hand primary
when-
now instead of like this hand.
And when the third one drops, I yell into the cave. And who's next? Come on! Come on!
So when
I'm
you
looking at the
yell
dwarf, and I'm like, really?
into the darkness, nothing responds, but you do hear kind of a rasping coming from the ground.
From the ground.
It's the half-eaten goblin.
The goblin is still moving.
No! No!
Oh my days.
Oh!
Oh,
All
I
right.
guess we're gonna get some questions answered.
We could get some. Nah. I ain't parlaying with a goblin. Fuck that. I walk over. Sorry for the language
no, parlay,
token.
no, they will
Wait.
let us know what we need, and you know normally how we handle
Sorry
it.
for my language token. Nah, I'm not parlaying with no goblin, Max. I walk over and I boot stomp him in the throat.
Okay, then you automatically kill him.
Crush his windpipe.
It breathes its last.
We don't parlay with the
I
greenskins,
look at the
Sargon.
other two and just shaking my head. I'm
Could have gotten
like,
some information.
We don't parlay with
I'm looking at
greenskins.
the-
Maybe-
like,
I'm
looking at the-
parlaying, just trying to get information.
Maybe you elves
Yeah, I'm
do,
looking
Let
but
them live.
us dwarves do not parlay with goblins.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Eartha looks
So-
over at Oralon and goes, "Let me guess, you're not right-handed either."
No, not anymore. That's for sure. I need to get used to my left hand.
That's funny.
He's handy at least.
All right, so I cleaned up that. We're out
Hundreds of years of
combat.
training, it helps.
So
Yeah. He looks. That's why I use a smaller one. I don't use the bigger one like you guys. It's a little smaller. Sword.
Oralon,
okay.
I'm not right-handed
So that was our second exploration roll of these caverns
Easy.
underneath the hills of Rudar. Who wants to make the last roll?
I didn't make
It's
one
got to
yet.
be either Orlon or Erithil.
And
Or,
it's-
no,
I have
sorry,
seen-
Orlon or
Derek.
Derek.
And it's
Yep.
I
travel.
have zero.
Was it travel?
No, it's Explore.
No, it's explore. Nah,
Explore.
I've got 2 pips, but I'm going to go under half hope and spend one to get us through this, boys.
there you
You
go.
do also have to subtract 1 die because you're traveling carefully.
Oh, yeah.
And I will assist you. I will use a hope to assist.
Okay, so I add
Okay.
support from a companion, don't I?
Yep.
Yep.
And
Okay.
1 penalty die.
I've done that.
And you're spending hope, so
Yep.
make sure you got that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at
Ah,
that.
surely. Come
We succeeded.
on.
Ooh, we needed that one.
I'm less than half
Great
hope now,
success.
though.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
That's
so very, very well done.
I mean, you're a dwarf. You should
So
know the
many
whole.
encounters you bypassed. All right. I believe. Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. So as you continue to travel through the caverns, you do notice ahead of you in a passage, you begin to make out a bit of flickering light because although most orcs and goblins can somewhat see in the dark, they still need light to be able to craft, if you call it that, or cook, or do whatever it is that they do. They don't see in pitch blackness either. So you do see a bit of flickering ahead of you, and you come upon an opening just ahead of you. Where is it? Here it is.
Ooh.
And
Are
before
we coming
you
from?
is a massive cavern, large enough to contain, from what you can see, several huts of hide and leather. You are actually up here
Oh,
the left.
okay.
on a
left.
ledge
Oh.
overlooking the whole cavern.
Oh, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Up here.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is too good to be true. This is too good to be true. What are the huts made of?
Hide and leather.
Oh, fire arrows, boys.
No, Master
No?
Dwarf.
No?
Remember, we're here to try to save the people. The
Oh
hidden
yeah,
men.
there's people
What
here
if
to
they're
save.
inside the
Yeah,
huts?
yeah. I
So
forgot.
would you like me to tell you more
blood-
about what
my
you can see
bloodlust
from
is
your
up.
vantage
Yeah.
point?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Please.
yes, please.
Sorry, my
Before you
bloodlust is
start
up.
raining death on
Aye,
all of them.
my bloodlust is up. I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry, boys.
So,
Stop the murder, hobo.
it's probably good that you came in by luck, as far as you can tell, through this upper passage, because over here you can see that there are a few goblin sentries standing by this main entrance, as it were. Sorry, there's a single goblin standing by the main entrance, but you can see that he has next to him a horn and a drum. What else? The huts, as I said, are made out of leather and hide. You can't obviously tell anything about what's inside of them, but there are several, and there is you can see in this location
Fire.
a kind of communal cook fire, bonfire that is currently burning.
It's big. It's the size of a hut.
Here is a trench at the bottom of this column, and in the trench are about a dozen people.
Uh-huh.
The trench is quite deep. It's about 3 yards deep, which I believe is about
2 meters, 2.5 meters, I think.
No,
2 meters?
no. 3 yards is just under 3 meters.
No,
a yard's
no,
just
3
under
yards.
a meter. A yard is 90 centimeters,
Yeah,
and
so
a meter
it's-
is 1
yes.
meter. A yard is 90%
let's
of a
say
meter.
2.5, 3 meters total.
Okay.
Right. Somewhere around there. It's not perfect, right? This is still somewhat natural cavern, so there's some variance.
But this thing in the middle
but
is
yeah,
obviously
they're
tooled.
definitely down in there. That is tooled, yes.
Hmm.
There's a rickety ladder on the edge of the pit.
I have a question for you regarding the architecture. Is that Dwarven?
That's a good question.
Are we near Mount Garn?
Goblins don't build
No.
build caverns. They don't mine. They just
Yes,
occupy.
they do.
Do they actually
Yes, they
mine? Do they? Ah, okay.
They do, just worse than dwarves.
Yeah, I thought they just occupied
Now,
caverns.
you would not say that. Yeah, no.
No, they actually mine.
You
okay.
would not say that looks like dwarven architecture, no.
No.
But it does look old to you, and there is a bit of a
Like a platform.
Yeah, or kind of like what you would see, like at the top of a ship, of an old sail ship, like
Yep.
that
Like
kind of
a
lookout
crow's
A
spot
crow's
where-
nest.
A bit of kind of like a crow's nest, a bit like a bucket.
So
Right?
this,
There's a
so
bit
this
of
is
a
big
rim
enough for a
there.
person to stand in, yeah.
It is, yes, if they could get there without being seen.
Do we see any ladders or anything going up?
And so there is this rickety-looking ladder down here that could be used to help people get out of the pit, but also does look long enough
Right. Okay.
to span the pit.
So it could
To
probably
get to the central column, but
so
then
it
you'd
would
have
probably
to
get
climb
up
the
to there.
column.
Those look like
The
climbing
column-
rings.
they could be climbing
The
rings. Yeah.
column does have rings on it that could be
Okay,
used to climb relatively easily if you could get down there without being seen.
Right.
Okay.
The problem is, aside from the goblin sentry up front, you don't know how many other goblins and orcs are
How-
in this encampment.
Right.
How
You don't see
snipeable
any
is
really
he?
walking around, although it is. How what?
Snipeable.
Oh, I mean, you could hit him from here. Somebody.
Is it a
could.
medium range, long range?
Well, we
What
do have an archer.
I mean, it's volley range, so like, yeah, you would be able to get a shot off at him. But if you don't kill him in one shot, he's gonna blow his horn.
Well,
or
we
hit
have.
that drum.
There are 4 of us can take a shot at the same time. We have 4 chances to get him on the first shot. If we all fire at the same time, we have 4 chances.
I'm gonna say.
Well,
no,
I can't-
That's a good point.
I can't throw
I'm
a
gonna
spear
say
that
that's
far.
beyond
but
spear throw.
yeah, I was about
That's
to say
a bow
I
shot,
can't
at
throw
the
a spear,
very
but
least.
the archers, all of the archers could take a shot.
They could,
Yep.
sure, if you want to go that
Yeah.
route. Again, let me give you some more information.
Yep.
So we went over the stone column. As I said, you can see all the huts, and there are quite a few of them. And then over here is another cavern that, strangely to you, maybe it's just a freak of natural occurrence, but it looks like an open mouth with fangs.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
And you can't see very far into it, but it does seem to extend back.
I guess we don't really see far
So,
into
yeah,
that
maybe
one
we
either, do we? Do we see any?
This one over here, no.
Do we see any other goblins around, or is this the only guy we see?
Not yet, but again, you started coming down here in the dark, so it could be that some of them haven't roused yet.
It's
if they
daytime.
tend to be
If they're
nocturnal.
nocturnal, they'll be sleeping. Yeah.
Well, no, it
They're lazy.
was night when you came
What was
down
it?
here, and you haven't been
Mhm.
traveling like for hours and hours and hours,
Ah,
but a
okay.
bit. So some could still be sleeping. Some could have already left to go do whatever orcs and goblins
So it's
do of
so
an
it's
evening.
early in the night, equivalent to our early in the morning. Some people still in bed, some people are out doing stuff.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Exactly.
Some of us are on their second Red Bull and a third joint. Fucking scumbags.
I'll tell you what. Anybody who wants to, since you're up high, and it is a stone cavern, I'll let you make an awareness test.
Ooh,
Okay, I can
okay.
do that.
Yes, indeed.
Everybody can make an awareness test individually if you would
All
like
right.
to.
Let me see if I have any awareness.
Let's see.
I do.
Ooh, a 7 and 5. Oh, one short. Oh, surely with that.
That's favored for me. Oh, geez. That's awful.
So just
Hey,
Oralon.
somebody succeeded at it.
Oralon got a good one.
Yeah, I got
So,
lucky now.
Oralon,
What's your elbow size?
while they're
baby?
discussing what should be done, you take a moment and gather yourself, maybe even close your eyes to try and take in what you can. And you can hear deep breathing and snoring coming from several of the huts. So you know that there are still definitely orcs and goblins down there, currently asleep. You
Okay.
also hear a deep rumbling from this cave.
Okay.
Troll.
Oh,
I
okay.
just like, yeah, I'll close my eyes so just hear for sounds if I can't see the dark. I'm just listening in, and then I look to the group. There are more orcs in those tents or something. Great and big inside that cavern. Really bit cautious and very.
How far down is it from our location, like to the floor?
Oh, I mean, that's a big drop.
So,
Like death if you fall, I think.
it's a big drop. I mean, if you want to get down from there, it's going to take some work.
Ropes and climbing, probably.
It's an athletics test to get to the bottom. I'll tell you up front what the stakes are. If the roll fails, you will get to the bottom okay, uninjured, but you're going to make enough noise to alert
Right.
things that are in the cave.
I think we try and snipe
Um,
the sentry and then try and climb down.
Well, if we get closer to him, it'd probably be easier to get to him.
Can't get closer to him from here, though. There's nowhere closer. There's 3 of you can shoot, right? All 3 of you have bows. Am I right?
Yes. But imagine that's going to make more noise than you got to have the little clatter of a.
But if you hit him, he's
Yeah,
dead.
I'm worried if you do not finish. That's if Master Dwarf, like if we fail, he will lure the rest, and our element of surprise will be gone.
Then don't fail.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, it's like, I've been known.
Egil says, I will remain here for the time being.
I bet you would, wouldn't you?
Oh, the shade when David's no here, Max.
Oh,
Right?
No, because he just looks at him, give him a frown, and he just like right there is like, well, I've been known to sneak about, not be seen at times. So if I can,
If somebody could get to the bottom without falling and without alerting anyone, they could potentially use stealth to scout around a little bit more.
I'm good with that.
You really want to go
So,
down there
are you
alone?
comfortable?
But you have to make an athletics test to get to the bottom.
Oh,
We are already assuming that you all have like rope and things like that, so you're not going to get any bonuses. It's just a straight athletics test.
Okay.
okay.
Now you can spend hope on that, but nobody's going to be able to help you specifically climb down.
All right. So, would my Folk of the Dusk be good here? Is it?
Oh, it's currently active. Yeah, I mean you're in a
Yeah.
cavern.
Yeah.
You're underground. It
Yeah.
counts.
So, I'm going to use 1 point of hope to
You've got
use
this,
the
Max.
magic. I guess.
Oh, you can get an automatic success with your magic, eh?
Yep.
Fucking elves.
Yeah.
Elves, mud elves with their fucking voodoo, eh? Love
So
it.
Yep,
spend your point of hope. Still make the roll.
Yep. See, it's
Or well, start the roll first. Don't.
Yeah.
You didn't already
magic
spend the hope, did
success.
you?
No.
Okay, yeah. Start the roll first for athletics.
Yep.
Then click on hope and magical success.
Okay.
And then roll.
Okay.
Okay. So no extra bonus, but describe to me how magically you get to the floor of this cavern.
What? So he smiles, and Oralon probably has known some of his little tales when he was younger. He is sneaking certain things from certain elders, especially
Okay.
from him, where he's like, "Where did this go?" And he said, "I think you dropped this, cousin." Something like that. And as he's sitting there, it's like, "Hey, watch this. I've learned this as growing up. As you see like the darkness kind of like not like evilly, but kind of like softens around him. And you
Shrouds
see him
them.
kind of blurs with it, and he kind of like slowly just skids down it, and he just kind of like like a professional rock climber. He just sits there like a
Okay.
right brand. He
Rappel.
just goes
Like repels.
Yep, repels. Silently, and he lands there, kind of looking around, and kind of like points up, going like,
So you are now at the bottom.
"Mhm."
if you want to go anywhere, you're going to have to make a stealth test, but you can kind of do that and move around and take a look for more detail if you want.
Got the bows ready in case we need to back him up.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Does anybody else want to get down?
If you want to cover me, Oralon, I'll go down.
You sure are.
I believe Oralon can also evoke magical successes if he
I can
wants
on
to.
skill
But
things. If I
I
want
think
to,
he's
yeah, but-
still wounded though, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm still wounded, so you can see I'm a little.
He is, but he could at least get to the bottom. However, what I will say is this. If someone stays up here, particularly someone with a bow, they will be able to rain down fire on anyone regardless of how many enemies you're facing. They will be in rearward stance and be able to rain down fire.
I
So
would
if
say-
Oralon wants to stay up here,
I think probably Oralon
Who's better with a bow?
Yeah, I think
Oralon,
Oralon's safer to be up
Oralon,
there.
stay up here with Eggle, and the rest of us will go down, I think.
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
Mhm.
technically, Sargon is better with a bow, but
Yeah.
Oralon
He's
is
also their sneaky boy.
injured
Yeah.
and has a bow, right? So,
Yeah.
Sargon is also your sneaky boy. So,
Yep.
That's what I do.
Time to get this
So yeah, I'm looking
fucking.
at Arafilm and they.
Time to get this tin can down this fucking slope.
So yeah, I look at Arafilm and he says he's going
I
to go
could try to
down,
lower
and
him.
says,
I'll go
"Be
last.
careful, Arafilm."
I'm
so
most
I
likely
will
to mess
tell
it up
you,
and make a noise.
if you want, that's true. You are most likely. But if somebody wants to assist you, if somebody's staying up here specifically, I'll allow it. But then it's going to be them making the athletics test to
Oh.
essentially like
To hold
use
you on a rope.
and lower
Aye.
you down
I've got,
slowly.
Okay.
And,
I've got,
yeah.
I've got
Well,
one pip
why
in
don't
favoured
I
in
lower-
athletics, so
Derek, and then I can come down after him.
I think it's wise that I go last.
Aerithil has 2 pips unfavored.
I'm most likely to make. Oh, I've got 1 favoured, so that's just as good as 2 unfavoured, isn't it?
Well, no, favored's a little bit better, but still, you're only rolling 1 extra die. The
Aye.
problem is that favored means you roll 2d12,
Mhm.
and you need to roll a 13 to be successful. So you're going to take the best 2d12 and a single d6. And yeah, you can get 13 with that.
Yeah, we
But
roll
then
like 2 6.
Aerithil is rolling 1d12 and 2d6 to get a 14 or better, right? So
Hmm.
it's up to you guys. You do what you want.
Yeah, we'll do that, but I
I'm just
should.
waiting for somebody to fail so that I can have the horde run out and attack all
Of those that are going down, I'll go last, because I think if I do fall and mess it up, I'll make the most noise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because I'm a
All
walking
right,
tin
so
can in
Aerithil,
this
you
armor.
want to try and get down?
All right.
Again, you can spend hope for yourself, but
Oh yeah.
if you want.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend the hope.
You're
Okay.
brave. I've spent loads.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh,
for God's sake, that's twice.
Okay.
I jumped in.
That's twice.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Well, here we go, folks.
Caution to the wind.
Caution
Caution to the wind.
Oh,
One
the
day
music
had
is
drums in the
perfect too.
deep.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's see.
Caution to
Yeah.
the wind. Caution to the wind. I'm getting down. I'm getting down.
Oh. Two eyes of
yeah.
Sauron in the same game.
You might have seen my rolls on Saturday playing D&D, mate. First roll was a 1 on the D20. I was like, oh, I'm a halfling. I can re-roll that. Rolled a 1. I was like, I think I can re-roll that again. Rolled a 1.
Okay.
Re-rolled it the 4th time. Got a 2. I
Oh,
went 1, 1, 1, 2. And then my next roll for a different check later in the game, a 1. First 5 rolls, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1.
And all on Foundry?
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's Foundry.
Yep. Oh, geez.
I've always said Foundry roll 20. The VTTs roll more ones than 20s. It's disproportionate. They do, definitely.
All right, so we're gonna head over to the combat chart again.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. Oh no.
This could have gone very differently.
There's
but
no time
this
for
is
me
how
to
it's
get
gonna
down
go.
before this happens, no?
No, you're down.
I
With a
didn't-
clang.
I didn't make a roll. No, Arithil made a roll. I didn't
Oh
make
no,
a
that's
roll.
right. Arithil
That was
failed.
Arithil.
Is
Is there,
So
if I throw caution to the wind
I-
and just try and go down fast, what's the... Can I get down before the fight happens? As soon as I see him drop, I'm going to
go
throw
ahead and make
caution
an
to the wind.
athletics test.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
The
The noise has already been made. So,
fuck the
yeah.
hope. Fuck the hope.
Dangling by his ankle.
Fuck the hope. I am going for it.
Oh, it goes-
Oh, there you go. Oh, man, it was a 6.
No, it was a 1. It landed on the 1 and then the thing moved it. I failed. So I just make noise though. I don't hurt myself.
Okay.
No, you don't hurt yourself.
Okay.
That's fine.
Where's weird? It's a success.
Oh,
so I guess
soldiers.
it's just-
Okay.
No, the dice had landed on a 1 and or
So,
on a low thing and then the other
Out
one knocked
of the huts closest to you, a little bleary-eyed perhaps, but you know, finishing strapping on any armor that they have and shouldering their weapons come 2 orc soldiers
Mhm.
and 3 goblin archers. But then the goblin archer at the entrance turns as well and
Oh,
looks at
boy.
in your direction.
Oh boy.
So we're not going to get opening volleys again, unfortunately. Actually,
What
no.
about,
I will.
Oralon.
Oralon does.
I will allow Oralon an opening volley. Let me get combat started here.
All right. Let me just equip my swords and equip my bow. There we go.
Oh, that's weird. You know, I mean,
Let's see.
That's a good point. I'm gonna do that before I forget.
Yeah, but you guys are all like right there and kind of collecting yourselves after getting down. You know, I'll let Sargon have an opening volley as well.
okay.
Well, he's been down
'cause you
for,
were
a,
already
for a few
down.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good luck, boys. May your arrows fly
Oh
true.
boy. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Get 'em,
Let's see,
killers.
which goblin is by the drums? You said which goblin is
I
it?
think it was this one.
We'll say it's this guy right here.
That's the guy who moved last.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to hit him to see if we can hit him so he don't get that quick reaction from us. More slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good shout.
I will great bow
Kick his ass, Seabass.
and roll.
Oh,
Lord.
Oh, that was fun.
not
Thank
so
God I
good.
didn't
mate.
get that one.
Oh, that's a bad roll.
Come on, Zargon.
That's
my
also a
gosh.
pretty bad roll.
Oh.
Unlucky boys.
I got a 1, 2, and a
Oh,
3.
The pointy end
So,
goes that
yeah,
way.
unfortunately,
Pointy end forward, boys.
Your opening volleys go quite wide. So we will now head into close combat. Everybody set your stance.
String the
Alright.
bow, then pull it back.
Yeah, swing the bow.
Point it that way,
Don't
boys.
throw
That
the
way.
bow at him. It's not as
Oh
fair.
no, he's falling down one now. I lost my bow. Oh no.
Like that.
Okay, so you're all going forward.
What's-
and Oralon obviously
what's
is
more
in
aggressive
rearward,
than
so
forward?
stances. Forward stances go first. You can, if you want to. Well, no, actually, I get to choose engagement.
We're
right,
outnumbered,
because you're
aye.
outnumbered.
Yep.
So
I guess I'm targeting him
these
then.
guys hate men.
I don't blame them.
That guy's gonna hang back. This guy runs forward, and these two hang back.
Target that guy.
Okay. So make sure you're targeting whoever you want to strike, and you all still get to go first. So
All right.
the
I seem to be at the top of the list.
first, why is Oralon first?
Yeah, I
He's-
see my arrows misses the
He's
goblin
not,
thing, so I'm gonna
for me
fire
then,
the-
For the, well, I see the initiative tracker. I'm at the top.
Well, you're at the top, but that doesn't necessarily mean you go first.
Oh, it doesn't, right?
Uh,
Okay.
But it should be. Like, I guess Oralon was still selected because he didn't change his stance,
All right.
which is fine.
Okay.
Rearward stance actually goes last. When you
Yeah.
go, when you actually go into close combat, it goes in order. So forward, open, defensive,
Ah,
then
okay,
rearward.
okay.
Okay.
So yeah, Derek is first.
I'm going to go throughout this whole campaign without ever using any other stance but forward.
You're a dwarf. You don't need anything else. It's
That's
like
my
you cut the
challenge.
beard and it don't work, you
Only,
just kill
only,
with an
I
axe.
only have one gear, forward. Let's go.
Reverse doesn't
Now
exist.
just to tell you, you might want to take a look at what Intimidate Foe does.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Intimidate Foe is really good. I was looking at it earlier actually. So Intimidate Foe, you can roll an
Uh-huh.
awe
But again,
test,
if you
which
want to
I'm good
use
at.
it,
You can roll an awe test. On a successful roll, all opponents with white might 1 are made weary on their next attack roll. With T, might 2 adversaries are affected, and with TT or more, all enemies are affected. Don't know enough about the game to know much about what these might levels are, but I guess they're quite low level might goblins, right?
so these are all Might 1 creatures.
So it's effective against these, right? I like it. I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna intimidate foe. So I'm gonna roll an all test. So basically, I'm gonna go. There's only 5 of yes. Come on.
I yell towards the stick and
Spittle coming out, eyes bulging out my head, spittle foaming at the mouth.
Right.
And I'm gonna roll awe.
Oh, you got rabies. Careful,
Aye,
you got
exactly.
rabies.
And I'm gonna roll awe.
Okay.
I don't have an. Do I have an? I don't have an automatic bonus dice on this because it's not an attack, right? I'm in forward stance.
No, correct. You're
Yeah,
just
so
making an odd
just
check.
a roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Come on, be good, be good, be good.
Ah,
Oh,
Ah,
oh.
balls, 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 balls.
They are
Good
not
grief.
intimidated by such a small man. No, I'm joking.
I know where you left.
So
Missouri's not
actually,
that
I
big a
will
state.
have the one in front of you just bars his teeth and says, "You ain't nothing, stunty."
Oh.
Oh, them's fighting words.
Oh, those are fighting words.
Oh.
Like. I tried to reason with you. Now I'm just got cut. your
Okay,
head off.
good try though. Erithil.
Gave them a chance to
Alright.
run away.
Yeah, Erithil's just gonna start going in, sword flashing. All right, here we go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes,
That's
yes,
a good one.
Arithel.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
19
Oh, just going heavy
damage.
damage. All right.
19
Plus
damage.
That's the only choice I had.
Yes.
How do you kill him?
You've been watching the dwarf
Oh,
fight.
he sees this one kind of grin at the dwarf, open his mouth to say something, and the next thing, his head is rolling in front of the one that made the
Yes.
joke.
Yes.
He goes,
Rope morale.
speak
Sargon.
carefully.
So he's sitting there, everybody's fighting. He's sitting there, it's like, well, we'll see how this goes. And he comes up there, splashing into the goblin in front of him. All right, got the weapon equipped.
Oh, I saw that.
What's all you know?
Gandalf.
Oh.
Unlucky, mate.
The goblin, small and quick, manages to step to the side as you try and slash him. Oralon, who are you going to take a shot at?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take another shot again on that goblin drummer. I'm gonna take another shot.
The one in the back,
Yeah, on
sure.
the back shot. Yeah, let's see. And roll.
I have to hit.
Nope.
Not 11.
Man,
Unlucky, man.
11. Hmm.
that's
11.
rough. Okay. So it is their turn. We will start with this goblin. He is going to attack Sargon.
Good luck.
Don't wish him
Don't say
luck.
that.
Whose side are you on?
Oh, goblin
automatic fail.
Gandalf.
Gandalf rune is a fumble for them, right?
That's
Yeah.
bad for
Yep.
them. That's a
Yeah.
zero. Yeah.
That's not a fumble, it's just a 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this guy going to attack you. with
Difficulty 20 to hit
scimitar.
Sargon.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Oh.
That's a hit.
It's alright. I roll.
Ugh.
Well, he still has.
I've got
he still
5
have
dice of
to
armor, boys.
reduce that.
5 dice of armor. I roll that now, yeah?
I think you wait until to see how much he does.
No, you only roll armor if he gets.
Oh, only,
yeah,
only
yeah,
if they
yeah.
do a piercing strike. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
6 damage. Okay.
Ow, it's a flesh wound.
Now, do I have to take that off my sheet, or
You
will
take 6 points of damage.
that's automatically
Nope, I
come off
should've
my
just
sheet because
done
you
it.
had me targeted? Yeah, it's done it.
I think it should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on 25 out of 31.
All right, now we get to the bow guys. So he is going to. I don't know that they're even aware of Oralon yet, since Oralon's arrow went far wide.
I mean, he's way up there
Possibly,
anyway.
yeah.
So there-
He's gonna go. They have bows, so he's gonna.
well,
try
I know.
and
I'm just saying
shoot,
he's up there, so I'd be like, ooh.
Derek.
Oh,
He
yep.
gets a basic
Oh, that's a hit.
success
3 damage.
for 3 damage,
Flesh wound.
and then this one.
I've had solar shite.
Oh, sorry. The one at the back knows that Oralon is there because he's been trying to hit him. So he's going to fire
Right.
an arrow at Oralon
All right.
and miss.
Oh, come on.
And that leaves the last one, who is going to shoot at the other elf. I think they're a little concerned about the elves and the dwarf. He's just a man, as far as they can tell.
Yeah.
Fire plug with a beard.
Ooh.
Don't like that.
Oh,
Do a heavy blow.
ouch.
Oh, and it's piercing.
Oh, yeah.
Sargon needs to make a protection
So-
roll test. Ouch.
Sargon, you can click the little die there next to the protection test that it's asking for
Good luck.
in the chat window.
Yeah, I'm trying to click on it. It's not doing it. Weird.
The actual, where it says
You can't
protection
click on
roll
that?
test, that should be a clickable button. I can click on it.
Oh no, it's gonna click on.
Yep.
But it's it's the armor. Okay. Use a point of hope.
Good luck.
Ooh,
Oh, that looks
Oh,
good.
there you go.
That looks good. That's a
Oh.
great thing.
nice.
Yes, Max.
I
Okay.
give the dude a finger. I'm like, screw you.
So you still take 6 points of damage.
You just don't get a
from the
wound.
strike, but you don't take a wound.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Yeah.
you know,
Nice,
that's why I put a
nice,
point at
nice,
that. So I'll make
nice.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That is the end of turn 1.
Right.
Derek.
All right, no more Mr. Nice Dwarf.
Oh, hang on. Well,
yeah, I thought one of the
first of all,
goblins would go.
change stances if you want to.
No, I'm going to change stance this whole
Nobody's changing?
campaign.
No, I'm good. No,
No.
I'm good.
I'm going to sleeping forward stance.
Okay,
mate.
Derek. Oh, sorry. I get to pick the engagement, so everybody has to be engaged. So this goblin runs in to engage.
Ah,
Phil.
good. You can kill the one that tried to that shot me, brother.
Okay. Now, Derek.
Eartha looks at Derek.
Derek
Playing
throws
with your food, Master Dwarf. Finish him.
Derek throws the shield to the floor, takes his axe in 2 hands.
Okay.
There's the Derek I know.
Tempted to spend a hope. What happens if I run out of hope on my deed?
How much do you
Oh,
have?
no.
I've
no.
got 5.
You just don't have hope.
You just can't. You just don't have your metal currency to use anymore. That's all. It just doesn't give me any negative
Well,
effects if I hit 0.
Well, let me back up for a second. Do keep
Right.
in mind that currently, if your hope drops below 3, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be miserable.
Okay, so
Oh,
this will
yeah.
take me down to
Shadow.
4. It's fine. This takes me down to 4. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh, look at
Oh
gosh.
yeah. Oh yeah. And then look, it's
Oh.
still a rune or whatever that thing is.
Yep,
It's
10
a heavy
more.
blow, boys. It's a heavy blow.
Yeah.
There you go.
And he has to make a protection test.
Oh jeez.
I'll take 50.
Yeah,
He's
no.
wounded, so
Wounded.
yeah. How do you kill him?
So I throw the shield to the side, and the axe is so heavy that I actually take a full 360 swing to get enough momentum And by the time I come back round, he goes to duck, but I put a little dip in my knees and come down, and again another head fucking rolls. It goes straight through his neck. Arathel's not the only one that can decapitate. Slices he'd right off.
And now his head's
Arathel.
sitting next to the other one, grinning at each other.
Right.
I'm gonna make them
And
kiss.
Arathel's just, there's the Derek I know. And we'll lay into this guy.
Ooh, another one.
Gee whiz.
Okay.
Well
Hey, I
damage.
just said ooh,
And a
this is
wound.
piercing blow too.
And a wound. Come on.
I mean, it was gonna be dead anyway.
Nice.
So
Very
how do you
nice.
kill that goblin?
Yeah, he just side stroking from hip to hip. It just cuts him in half.
Nice. Disemboweled.
Okay. Oh yeah.
My turn?
Sargon. Yeah, for
I
sure.
can still hear. I will be right back.
Sure.
No problem. So he's sitting there. He's like, "Come on!" He looks at his sword. He's like, "Come on, do something." All right, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, it's enough. Just bang on.
Nice.
Beats it. Come on.
I mean, it's four. He wings it basically. He just
You winged it. You've nicked it.
Yeah, you managed to get a little stabby in, but you haven't taken him down. Oralon.
A wee stabby stab. That's how they say hello in
Same
Glasgow.
goblin again. See, and once again trying to kill that damn goblin in the back of it.
Okay.
Let's see.
You've got him, mate. You've got him.
Come on.
You
One
can
of
spend
those
hope.
days. I could.
Oh,
I'm not
didn't
gonna
need to,
do
That
that
looks
time.
good to me.
oh, there you go. Piercing
Come
blow.
on.
Piercing blow. Piercing blow. Piercing blow.
Piercing blow. Ooh.
He's wounded.
Oh, he fails. He's wounded. So how do you kill him?
So, like in the Saving Private Ryan with the sniper, I'm like aiming my bow and I whisper to myself, I Arendil Elinyon Kalima. And I release my shot. And it goes towards him and just straight through his eyeball and he falls back.
Beautiful.
And I said essentially, Hail Arendil, brightest of stars, while I whispered. For luck,
Okay.
and I hit it.
So this will be very interesting. Oh no, it's their turn, so it is going to be very interesting. So these two goblins look at the rest of you, and they throw back their heads and howl,
Oh shit.
Oh,
trying to. I mean, you know, they're goblins, so
They're
they
raising
can't
the
do
alarm.
exactly right.
I'll try to get them
But
to do a wolf's howl.
it's almost like the
Mr.
howl
Baby.
okay.
I look at them in the eyes and I'd start barking.
We're actually going to call it here for today in the middle of
Ooh,
combat.
Nice.
And this is why. This is why.
Cliffhanger.
Because as these two goblins spend their entire, like, they're not going to attack you this turn. They spend their entire turn howling. You hear echoing howls, not wolf howls. Like, it sounds like goblins
Mm-hmm.
and orcs howling from some of the huts that are further away from you.
Yep.
And as you look in that direction, you see them emerging. And they look, you know, pretty much like some of the ones that you've just defeated. They're not going to take action this round. But perhaps more concerning
Mm-hmm.
is you hear a legitimate wolf howl come from the cavern that looks like a mouth with fangs. And this emerges. The largest warg that you've ever seen.
Oh, he's a big guy.
Oh, that would
Oh,
be the
boy.
she-wolf, I'm willing to bet you.
Oh boy.
Is that a warg this time, yeah?
From the shadows
Wow.
steps forth a creature you might have thought could only exist in nightmares. She stands as tall as a horse, though far more savage. Her fur is ashen gray like a death shroud, and pale yellow light glows bright in her one good eye, while the other is dimmed by a scar from a long-forgotten battle. Her lips curl back with a snarl, revealing fangs as long as daggers, frothing with rancid foam. In a voice that is both raspy and chillingly clear, she speaks. Who dares tread into my den and threaten my servants? Anyway, want to say anything?
Yes.
Like at the top, I'm thinking back to the kid,
Yep.
and when he spoke, and I did law check, and I just whispered myself, "The hand of
And-
Sauron."
Erythil will just say, no, Erythil, son of Brago,
Derek,
your doom.
son of Durek, your death.
And he, will salute with the sword. And then
He
fall
looks
into his
over
stance.
all of you, even as her troops move closer, and says, My teeth have crushed the bones of princes of Arthedain, and I devoured the flesh of elven warriors. I will feast upon your bodies while they are yet warm. For I am Garaf, the first hound of the Witch King, the Fang of the North, and men scatter like leaves before my presence. And that's where we'll end today.
I will,
Whoa.
I will pick up my shield and I will start banging, bang, bang,
Oh, yeah.
bang, bang. And that's where we'll leave it.
Oh, fantastic.
Superb.
Fantastic.
What a brilliant
In the middle of
cliffhanger.
combat.
What a brilliant cliffhanger.
Yeah, it got
Beautiful.
to.
Excellent.
And you do still have one guy up there next to Oralon
Uh-huh.
who might be able to come home, help down.
Yeah,
and help.
if we get David next time, we get like, all right, hey, what's going on,
Hello,
guys?
guys.
And hopefully
So
there's
we're
one more of us
enjoying
next
down
time,
there.
yeah. Wow, that was an awesome one.
Oh,
Two
right,
two
but
fights.
you do
Love it.
still, even though we're in the middle of combat, you do receive experience for this
Hey.
session.
Ooh,
So
nice.
Plus 3, yeah.
we'll take out Egil and apply, so everybody gets 3.
Thank you.
And
looking forward
then
to spending them.
you do have 2. Well, technically you have to use a rest to use them, though. No, I'm gonna let you, just to keep it moving. I'm gonna let you do it. So you do have 2 points of fellowship left. Does anybody want to use them to regain hope? Before...
I'm quite low on
Well, I
hope.
got 6. I got,
I'm on 4.
I
Yeah.
got 6 out of 10.
Yeah, let
Me and
Let the-
Yeah, I
Sargon.
said let the dwarf have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
let David
yeah,
have it.
dwarf.
Are,
You
are
take
you on
2 of
6?
them.
I'll
Take
take.
both of them.
Yeah, I'll take them
them
both. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying,
so I
take
just
both of them.
put my hope up by 2, yeah.
So just put yourself back up to 6. Yeah.
why do I not see
All right.
experience points on my sheet?
It's on the very
Uh,
bottom.
They should be there. I don't think I.
Yeah, it should
did-
say
did-
the skill
yeah, you've
points
got
and
9.
adventure points.
9 skill points, 9 adventure points.
Yeah,
under your-
it's near
okay.
it's near the bottom. Under your gear.
Okay, and we just got 3 then, right?
Everybody just
they're
got 3,
automatically
so everybody
added.
except for Egil should have 3 and
Yeah.
3.
9,
Or
yeah.
sorry,
Okay.
9 and 9.
9 and 9.
Oh, okay, we already did it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's automatically added.
Yep.
Amazing. Right.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's do the outro. That was
So cool.
awesome session, Brian. Really awesome. Well done, boys. That was a
Mhm.
lot of fun. Really a lot of fun. I'm having loads of fun with this one. So thank you, Brian,
Yeah.
for another fantastic session. Thank you, Max, Marshall, and Therator for another great game, boys. It's always a pleasure. And thank you to our viewers live on Twitch and on YouTube in about a week. Thank you very much for watching. We are RxOliver and the gang. This is The One Ring, The Looming Threat. We will see you in 2 weeks for episode 4. Good night.
Everybody.